And welcome to the next level. I am Rob Card, your DM, and we are your wonderful group. Say hello, everybody.
Hello, everybody.
Hello, everybody.
Should have expected that. So, right into the meat of things this evening. We have some fun stuff planned. So, first off, our offer for this evening is going to be any piece of good or bad luck that might befall the characters. Something you think might be a boon or a bane that comes about while they're traveling through these mines. And we will pick something and maybe see if we can have that happen. All right. So, number 2, Jacob's start of session roll. Let's get that done so we know roughly where that is. And I will start my recap. So,
13.
Oh, very nice, 13. In our previous episodes, our heroes have traveled through and around the forest in the Silver Lake area, fought some demons in the Shadow Forest, and returned to the city to not really get a whole lot of rest as they encountered some issues with family that they needed to deal with. And after all of that was finally done, and they thought they were at least a little bit safe outside the city, a rider comes out of nowhere and asks desperately for the assistance for a town high in the hills called High Fort that had been besieged by what he thought were bandits. So our heroes, being the good people that they are, decided to help out this town and hurried to it, becoming a little bit more tired as they went, and getting there by nightfall, the town had already fallen. There was some survivors, people who were sort of tending those survivors, but what they did find out was that there was a group, a cult of the Fire Soul, that had attacked this village, seeking a hidden treasure which was here known as the Life Stone, that is hidden in the deepest part of the mines. And our heroes are going to go down into the mines to try and retrieve it, but there are some people already down there who are probably not going to want to give it up. So let's just make sure I've got everything off that. Oh, so some things that sort of weren't really clear or identified last episode. Morgan and Brato did come with our heroes. They are at High Fort. They did not come into the mines, however. They're waiting up top, not doing the dangerous work at this point. There's a borrowed wagon from a farmer that maybe will need to be returned eventually, hopefully. We'll see how good the characters are at doing that sort of simple task. And finally...
The faith.
Yes,
Right there.
something
right
that
there.
was brought to my attention after the session last week, but should have been sort of affecting things. Gildy, being a Gloomstalker, is adept at moving through darkness to the point that people with dark vision can't see her. So that should have been a thing last time. She did do some rather epic arrow shots, which maybe explained part of that. And I'm going to tweak this a little bit and say that it's something that you can turn off or on as you like. So if you would like to appear to your heroes who are otherwise using dark vision and can't see you, then you can do that, and also sort of activate it to otherwise be invisible to those with dark vision while you're in full darkness. To that point, as the heroes sort of gather together to explore the next part of the mines, again, you've heard the distant sounds of combat. They're starting to fade now, not quite as strong. Gildy probably does pop out of the darkness to join the group in your discussions on what you're going to do next. And to give you some information around that, you have a dwarf guide now. Oh, yes. Thank you. You have a dwarf guide now. He's going to help you through the mines. He's not necessarily there to sort of help you fight a whole lot, but he does know the mines. And he's telling you a little bit about them before you go a little bit deeper. He tells you that even standing where you are, sort of next to the next area you're about to go into, you can hear the sound of rushing water. And he says that there's a spring that comes out of a rock in sort of the next room that you're going to go into, that then creates sort of an underground river, and the tunnel follows that for a little ways. He also says that the tunnel grows quite steep in this next section, heading downwards. And it's a little bit, you have to be a little bit careful when you're walking. The in-game effect of this is that you'll be moving at half speed. If you would like to move at full speed, you would require a relatively low DC athletics or acrobatics check to just sort of move at your full speed. Otherwise, you're just being careful moving at half speed.
Is that just because of the smoke?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah. So if you are...
So I don't have to worry about that.
Yeah, you're nice and sort of steady on your boots. It might mean every now and then you just need a bit of a check to sort of keep your balance and not be sort of weirdly off balance. So your feet are stuck, but you're sort of leaning in the wrong direction. We'll see about that. But yeah. Other things that you sort of quickly hear. So yes, there's a sound of rushing water. Sort of splashing through the stones. As you look at the next room that you're about to head into, I call it a room, but it's just sort of the continuation of the caverns. There's sort of two entrances, but the dwarf says it's really sort of the same area. There's just sort of a pillar that separates them, and he's recommending sort of the shorter path is to keep to the left. If you go to the right, that sort of takes you on the other side and around this sort of underground river. So if you keep to the left, then that sort of a little bit quicker keeps you sort of closer to, a little shorter to get where you're going. Yes, and as somebody mentioned, the dragon of the color of the fairy dragon that was with you is different. I described it as being, I believe, purple with sort of various other different colors on it. Even though I knew at the time that I had picked a yellow fairy dragon, apparently I just saw the pictures of them and described it like the picture. So this is a yellow fairy dragon. So quite bright yellow with sort of orange and red stripes, some sort of pink scales down its back, down the middle of its back, and still sort of slightly rainbow colored wings. So very, very pretty and bright and cheery. It probably sort of comes and goes on its own. It has been sort of keeping around you in case anybody else wants to pay tribute to it with other little baubles, but otherwise also just sort of randomly goes invisible and disappears for periods of time and that sort of thing. So, yes. So I will hand it back to the characters at this point. What would you like to do?
Whoops, sorry. I was testing something on Roll20. I'm trying out the macros.
No worries.
Well, somebody
We're all dead.
Yes.
What was that?
Somebody had suggested we should search the people that we had.
Oh, yes, you captured some people last time. But yeah, you didn't really look through their stuff.
How did we not do that? That's like basic.
D&D 101.
I know. You got distracted by all the wonderful little other things going on. So yes, if you take a moment. Yes, the dragon. If you take a moment to do that, what you find is sort of the leader, the one who'd been giving you the more sort of bits of information, and I will remind you what he gave you in a moment, has a potion on him. Relatively easy to identify. You've seen potions like this before. It is just a regular healing potion. Okay. Also, you get, and I'm going to make this strangely divisible by 6, 24 copper pieces, 12 silver pieces, and 6 gold pieces, roughly, from sort of the group of people that you captured.
Total or each?
Total.
Oh.
Yeah.
But you made it divisible by 6 for us, so.
Yes.
Yay. But doesn't our dwarf leader want to, that we picked up, want some money too? Or is that a problem?
He's not too worried about it. He's sort of a defender of these mines. He's not worried about, getting money from these people. He's just worried about the safety of the mines, the safety of the lifestone, and otherwise, keeping his kind of comrades safe. So
that was 1 silver each.
Should be 1 gold each, 2
gold.
silver, and 4 copper. Yeah.
Perfect.
Yes, and what you learned from that fellow last week was the group that came down here was led by a fellow named Rizan. And there was a troop of somewhere between 40 and 60 of them. Sort of reports seem to vary, but seem to be consistently within that sort of rough number. And some may have, been hurt or killed in the fighting so far. Yeah.
Can you remind me, was Razan the one who was the leader who was here, or the one who's like the leader but did not come? Okay.
Razan is the leader who is here. Nalkian was the leader of the whole sort of cult that sort of is held in awe. Not very many people have met him and that sort of thing.
The cult of the
Thank you.
fire soul.
Yes. Yes. And yeah, just as a reminder, Gildy, Talon, Torok, and Jacob are still feeling a little bit of exhaustion. And the dwarf who's guiding you, his name is Oridal Hembuckle. You can call him Ori for short.
Ori. Okay, cool.
And Mint, assuming you move on relatively quickly, given the chatter that's happened and looking through these guys and interrogation, you've got about 5 minutes left on your boots of speed.
Oh, awesome. Thank you.
Yeah.
Yeah, because I can only cast that once per day. So.
Yep. All right.
Well, shall we continue on then?
Yeah, sure. And the dwarf is, he sort of described things out to you. And he's like, yeah, I don't know if you wanted to sort of scout it out, if you think there's going to be others of these folks that are sort of laying in wait. But again, I know roughly what it looks like, and I can sort of tell you. But I'm not the greatest at sort of sneaking around if that's what you're looking for as well.
I'm not sneaky either, although I can go fast. Who among us is stealthiest? Is it?
Oh, no. Wait, I have to point it the right direction, not at the that way? No.
I'm thinking it's either Talon or Gildy is the stealthiest.
Well, and Gildy can be pretty much invisible in these environments. So.
Yeah.
Yes.
Talon's also looking at that healing potion that we got and
Yep.
wondering if anybody else needs it more.
I'm not grievously injured.
I'm only down 5.
Dark's fine.
As long as it's not insects, eh, buddy?
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, you could save it for later.
jinx it.
Or if you, are thinking you need it now, then you can try it.
Well, I'm down 15, so
Then maybe you want to try it.
if no one else is opposed.
Go for it.
All right.
All right. What is
2d4
this?
plus 2. Nice.
7 min and max. Cool. Thank you, everybody.
Yeah, so the dwarf will sort of sneak up a little bit. Oop, I got to stop doing that. So he sneaks to about there. Okay. So he sneaks up to about here. And sort of into the next area and at a sort of a corner where the room sort of turns is like, okay, I'm not quite sure what's beyond this. This is where it starts to get really steep. But if somebody wants to do some exploring down there, now would be the good time.
I guess we kind of look at Gildy.
All right.
Gildy's like, yeah, I'll go check
All
things
right.
out.
All right. So I'll sort of just move you up to, again, assuming you sort of otherwise go invisible in the darkness.
Yep.
Yeah, so you get, geez.
Turok's still holding the glowing thing going, not stealthy at all.
Yep. Yeah, you get up to about here, sort of just starting to go around the corner, although, yeah, that's sort of in a block. So we'll sort of move you to the next one. And you can see a little ways into the next room. Reveal.
I'm gonna send Ranu with Gildy, where my perception, where my senses are going through Ranu.
Now, Ranu would not be invisible. I mean, they won't be sort of otherwise known as a threat, but they would be essentially seen.
Well, I mean, they don't make a lot of noise when they're flying.
Yeah. Do you want to send them where Gildy? Well, actually, Rana wouldn't even know where Gildy is. So
I mean, yeah, undoubtedly. Other than sound, because they have advantage on hearing check as well.
yeah. I mean, you can send Ranu sort of into that area.
Well,
And,
yeah, I'll at least send Ranu forward so the Ranu can see, because they have
Yeah.
120-foot dark vision.
All right. So we'll say Ranu's sort of perched on a rock in there. Yeah, and looking through their senses, you can see that there's again sort of the path sort of steeply sloping down way in the distance. Like even Gildy, you can see this is sort of beyond your dark vision, but you can see sort of quite some ways down. There's a faint red glow. You can't sort of, it doesn't really light anything up, but you can just sort of see this faint red glow down there. You can potentially see some people. So perception check for Gildy and Ranu to see the people who might be hiding in the next area.
Oh, and this is disadvantage
Yes.
because for me, because I'm exhausted. So I want. Oh, sorry, I tried a formula that wasn't working.
That's okay. Okay.
10.
Yeah. So 10, you sort of sneak around and you can't quite, like you can see rock formations and you think this would potentially be a good place for an ambush, but you can't quite see anybody. Leon, you can definitely see a few people that are sort of just peering around some of these rocks. They seem to have some weapons ready and are otherwise sort of laying in wait for anybody who comes past. That said, Gildy, you're fairly certain they don't see you. Because generally they wouldn't be able to. Give me a stealth check to move up, though, to see how quiet you are.
Sure.
And I'll reveal a little bit more from what Ron is seeing.
First roll, second roll. So that's a 6.
So somewhere down there. 6. Oh, right. An 8. So yeah, you're not being particularly stealthy. You, especially on this sort of weird slope. You take a couple steps and you slide, and there's some sort of loose rocks that tumble down. So you actually do hear at this point. So we'll say you sort of moved a little bit closer, and oops, got to about like here or so. And you actually hear whispered voices like, I think I heard something. Did you hear that? I think I heard something. So yes, you can actually hear that there's potentially people out there somewhere, but you don't know where they are exactly.
Okay.
But you can keep moving and see if you can sort of see them or find them once you get closer to these rock formations.
Of the people that I can see, do any of them look hurt, or are they looking like fresh troops?
They all look a little rough. Yeah, they have seen some fighting already. They're looking a little rough.
Can I tell if it's like a large number versus? Can I tell if it's, for example, greater than or less than 5 people?
Give me another perception check. So you heard some whispering. Now you're sort of really listening. And I'll say, in this case, you can do it without disadvantage. So I'm essentially giving you advantage on it, which is canceling out your disadvantage because you've. So you're going to take a moment, really listen, and you have heard something out there. So you're now
That's
just
an
trying to figure out what
11.
it was. All right. Still not quite certain. You heard like one voice say something. So you think at this point, and even sort of looking at the rock formations, you're like, I don't think there could be like a large group of people out there. But I still don't know exactly. You're guessing somewhere between like 5 and 10.
Okay.
So
Okay. In that case, I'm going to go back to the group and
Okay.
report that there are about 5 to 10 people waiting in an
all right.
ambush nearby.
All right. I'll assume sort
Weird.
of
You
others
learned information, then you went back to the group to tell them. That's weird. Okay.
Yes, weird.
I know, crazy.
All right.
Yeah.
Learning. Okay.
What would you like to do with that information?
So I'm going to compare notes with Gildy.
Yep.
How many people did I see?
You had a decent roll. You're fairly certain there's about 5.
So then I'll be like, I am aware of 5. Did you notice any more than that?
It was hard for me to tell. A couple whispered when I accidentally made a little bit of noise. The best I could tell was somewhere like 5-ish, no more than 10 for sure.
I will also remind you, you have 1 potion left that's going to potentially remove exhaustion. If there was somebody you might want to give that to.
Perhaps the person who we want to be stealthy.
I have no issue
Gildy
with
would never volunteer to take it herself.
that. We'll shove it down her throat in a friendly way.
If the group says, Gildy, you should take this, then she will. But she's not going to say, I should take this potion.
I think the indicator that
Turok's
you,
basically like, I could be an exhausted target. You need it.
Yes.
Mhm.
Yes. Talon is supportive of Gildy taking the potion.
I also support you taking the potion, considering you're kind of sleepy enough to think you should come back after hearing a half a conversation.
Okay. So Gildy says, well, if you're sure none of the rest of you need it more, then I will take it. So I'll take it.
All right. All right. So let's go on. Okay. So Gildy could try sneaking back around. You could try going as a group. What would you like to do?
How fast is the water rushing and how deep is it?
So yeah, the dwarf can sort of let you know that it's where it's coming out of sort of the rock. It's sort of a relatively quick sort of burbling trickle. Sort of, it's not sort of rushing out in a big sort of wide pool, but it's sort of quickly moving into sort of a pool at the top of this area, and then it starts pretty much sort of a waterfall down this relatively steep incline, and through that area, it's moving relatively quick. It is not exceptionally deep. The average person could probably wade through this and be like hip to thigh deep or so at the deepest parts. Probably it's like essentially, rapids and stony and otherwise. Yeah.
I don't like it. I'm too short for this. Be up to my neck.
Yeah. But yeah, if you're thinking of trying to use the water as a way to hide, you could try that. It would probably be very difficult. It would probably require a decent athletics check to sort of be fully in the water and trying to move against it or sort of get yourself out of it where exactly you wanted to, that sort of thing.
Tor, what if you hit the water with lightning? Do you think it would scare those guys away?
Well, if any of them in their water, it would probably scare them and possibly electrocute them at the same time. But it could certainly cause an interesting effect. Plus, it would probably glow briefly.
Don't forget about the fish. killing so many fish. Food. Kill the fish. I'm hungry.
Actually,
Somebody think about the fish.
the townspeople might need those fish if they are good fish, but they're in a mine, so I don't know if they're
Yeah.
good fish.
True.
They might be mineral heavy.
Hmm.
Well, Torok has the athletics to pull that off.
So
Yeah.
two squares below the dwarf, there's like a rock that
Yep.
goes to the right.
Yep.
How big is that? Is that something that like Leon could hide behind?
Yep.
And based on where we understand these people to be, do I think that I could actually, like, I'm not invisible, but could I sneak to that rock without being seen?
Potentially, given what you saw through Ranu, I mean, they're keeping a relatively good eye on sort of both entrances, sort of, that area in general. You'd need a decent stealth check to get there, but you think you could do it.
Okay. Would it be easier if I was crawling? Would that make it easier, or would that make it harder?
I would say that would make, I would give you advantage on your stealth check to do so.
Okay.
If you wanted to crawl, they'd still have the potential to see you, and you wouldn't be moving as fast if they did see you. But yeah.
Yeah, but I mean, then I'm moving 15, and I would get to there.
Yeah.
In that amount of time. All right.
Yep.
I mean, then I will just suggest, like, why don't we just let's go, and there's outcroppings of rock. Like, what else are we going to do? Have a picnic here? Like, we should just go. I don't understand your hesitation.
I think what we can do is we will sneak. We will progress forward, and if we need something flashy, if they start raining down on us, Torok, light them up.
Did you want to go in ahead at all, Gildy?
Yeah, sure. Like I might as well go in front.
All right. So we'll give you sort of a full move. So 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30. So you can get to about, sorry. About there. About here-ish. Just give me another stealth check. And at this point, everyone else, if you want to try and move in, give me a stealth check.
That's an 8.
Okay.
Gildy is not very stealthy today.
All right.
Besides being invisible.
That is probably, well, we'll see how the rest of the stealth checks go. That is probably going to spark some initiative.
Jacob is not stealthy, so he's going to hang back and listen for the sounds of combat.
All right. Leon, you're going to make the trip?
I am.
All right.
I'm at disadvantage, so 13.
Okay.
I have a 19.
19. That
Turok
probably
needs
gonna
the
do it.
glowing ball to see because he's not stealthy.
Right, yes.
I would have gone ahead of Torok, though.
I think if Torok needs the glowing ball, he needs to hang back so these people don't just see us.
All right.
Yeah.
You're just moving to like here?
Yes.
Okay. All right, so Jacob's hanging back a little bit, Torok's hanging back a little bit. Mint and Talon, what you're thinking?
I would have gone ahead of Torok.
All right, and you had a 13?
13.
How far deep are you going in?
I wouldn't pass Gildy because I wouldn't want to necessarily
All right.
risk exposing her
Well,
to
you can't
enemies.
see, Gildy. You
Yeah.
wouldn't know.
Even though I have dark vision, yeah.
Yeah.
Oh no, you're using the center of Leon there. I'm in yellow. I'm higher up by the die.
Yeah.
There I am.
So, yeah, I mean, I suppose the main question is, are you going around the corner?
Yeah, I'd be going around the corner.
All right, so just, move yourself 30, wherever that gets you, and
Oh,
Talon.
to 30?
Yep.
10,
Yeah, you can move 30 up to this
20.
point, and then at that point, you're moving half.
Yeah, that's probably there.
I think Talon was thinking that, Gildy took the potion, so she'd be more alert and she was going to go ahead. And then people started kind of sneaking forward, and Talon's like, I thought we were staying. So I think he's going to hang back with Jacob and
All right.
Tor.
Let's head to there. Okay, so not going to be sort of official initiative at this point, but It definitely seems like the guys behind the rocks were spooked a little bit. Gildy was being a little louder than they liked. Even though they can't see anything, they're a little sort of spooked, and they're going to be firing at disadvantage in that general area. A couple crossbow bolts go zinging somewhere around sort of the wall. In this point, Mint comes into view. You can hear sort of others that are sort of getting things ready, and we'll start initiative at that point. All right. Now I will roll for them. Wow. Okay.
Do you want the rest of us to roll initiative just so that when eventually we do
Yes.
join,
Yes.
okay.
Yeah. And I'll roll for the dwarf, even though he's probably not going to do much, but he can. He has some ability to do things. I don't know where to put that. I'll put it there.
Well, that was unfortunate typo.
You know.
Okay. Did anybody get higher than a 22? Oh, there's a bunch of 20s.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, there's a 22. All right.
Yes.
All right. So we have 8, 9, 20, 20, 22. Did I miss somebody? 16?
I was 16, yep.
All right. So, Leon, 22. Okay, then 2 20s is Talon and Jacob. Either of you want to go before the other?
No preference.
No.
All right. I will put Talon first. Uh, 16. Guilty. 9 and 8. Yep. Yep. Torok, give me a random d20 roll.
Fuck.
Excuse me.
Oops, sorry.
1s20.
1 is 20. That would be why. All right. 7. All right. So that is Mint.
Torok is the typo king of the evening.
Gonna be one of
Sonia?
those days.
Okay. So, Leon, you're up first. Anything you'd like to do?
Okay, so it's fairly obvious that they're just kind of shooting blind, yeah? That kind of
Yep.
spook? Okay, then what I'm going to do is I'm going to conjure a leaf which glows, right? Dim light, 5 foot, right there. So it just appears there and then goes zing down the river past
Yep.
them.
Yep. All right.
Something in the water is glowing and it's coming towards them, and it's like whoosh, just to mess with them.
All right. Sounds good. There we go.
And hopefully to have them all paying attention to it and turning away from us, so that anybody who wants then can move in and beat the snot out of them because they're distracted by something completely pointless.
Okay. All right. Sounds good. What is he going to do? I think I need to take a quick look at this.
And is it moving quickly enough? You said it wasn't very deep, but is it moving quickly enough that somebody who like ends up in the water is going to be swept away by it?
Very possibly.
Okay, cool.
Yep. Path. Yep. Cool. Fresh spring waters, the scent, mosses. You get the nice underground sort of cool, fresh spring water in here.
And yeah,
Yep.
basically
All
I'll just kind of pop up from behind the rock make that happen, drop down back behind so I have complete cover, and then I'm just using Ranu, not looking through their eyes and things, but they can telepathically tell me. They're just looking, and they'll tell me if there's kind of give me a general idea what's going on.
Okay. So do I have? I think I can pull something out for this. 1 second. No. That would be interesting. I'm trying to find a quick token. I'll see if I can find one quickly, or if this is going to be. Come on. Yeah, sure. That's strange and interesting. We'll call that a mace. Appears sort of semi-glowing and floating in the air, sort of in the middle of the stream. And as the sort of leaf passes by, it sort of bashes down into the stream, not seeming to do anything. But yes, there's now this sort of floating weapon that's in that area.
Did they successfully hit the leaf?
Oh, that's an excellent question. Let me find out.
Because if they do, the leaf disappears.
15.
I'd figure that might hit it.
Yeah, it's moving relatively swiftly downstream. I will say that, yeah, they were able to hit it, but you still think if there's going to be any effect on people that it would last for potentially this round.
Well, so if it does damage or takes damage, it's gone.
Yeah.
So if it got hit, then
but potentially people would still be distracted by it that have happened. The fact that it happened. Yes. Yep. All right. Talon, you hear a splash in the water.
I would probably creep up a little closer. I guess there's a dwarven guy.
He can move back and easily sort of move out of the way if you want to be at the corner.
Sure. I'll come to the corner.
All right.
Swapsies.
Yep.
All right. He would probably wait a beat and then try to stealthily pee around the corner.
Give me a stealth check.
Oh, baby.
Wow.
Yep. Yeah, you sort of peek around. Now give me a perception check to see if you can actually see anything.
Nope.
Yep, you're like, peek? Oh, I'm pretty sure nobody saw me. I didn't see anything. I'm pretty sure nobody who I didn't see me.
Like when you pick up your phone to check the time and then you're on Facebook and it's like all the things and you put it down, you're like, wait, what time is it?
Yeah, exactly.
Yes.
Yep.
Probably doesn't even notice Mint right in front of him.
Yes.
So tall, so he just looks out over top. He's
Yeah,
like,
that's
no one
true.
there.
I'm about to get trampled, is what you're saying.
Jacob, you're next.
As a free action, though, I will communicate back to Jacob and Thorok and the dwarf that I didn't see anything.
Ghost.
I think I'm just going to delay my action.
Yeah. So if you're going to reserve an action, what action are you sort of?
I'm going to be at the ready to move forward and fire a firebolt if there's enemies.
Okay. Gildy. You did see sort of this weird glowing weapon appear and smash the water. You saw the flowing leaf going down. You figure, given sort of roughly where that happened, you're not that far away from these people.
Okay, but I still can't see.
Not at this point.
Okay. In that case,
And you can try and get closer.
Hmm.
You don't
I
think they can see you.
That is probably what I'm going to do. I hope I don't trip all over my own feet this time.
All right. And the other question is, are you going to actually try and move full speed? You're on a relatively steep slope now.
That is a good question.
Yeah, that would be about half. That would be full.
Yeah.
You can make an athletics or acrobatics check to do so.
Do I have a sense of like how far I would have to move before I can see around that corner? Is it like all the way?
Yeah. You'd pretty much, it's a relatively sharp corner
Okay.
there. You'd pretty much have to be right out there.
Okay. I'll try, and I can do athletics or acrobatics?
Yep.
Okay. I will try an acrobatics roll to do my full speed.
Okay. Come on. You don't need to get that high.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, you're like skipping down.
Lips all over.
Yep. So you can easily move your full speed. You're sure-footed.
All right. I do hand springs to get.
Yep. Yep. You
and
think the loose rock is actually a little sort of skittish, so you just sort of parkour off the sides.
Yeah.
Yep.
Okay. So then I'm going to move here, and then I assume I see this
You
person
can
who's
clearly
right in
see
front of me.
2 people right in front of you.
Okay. I'm invisible. Do they see me? Do I need to roll for stealth?
Yes, just to see if they heard you coming. You don't think they see you. They're still sort of looking around.
Okay. Do I have advantage for being invisible, or is it just like for the sound?
Well, and they might be facing the other direction. They might be facing the river.
That's true. I will give you advantage.
Cool. Oh, that worked this time. 18. Wait. No. Plus 3 is 21.
All right.
It didn't 100% work this
Did you
time.
roll twice?
Yeah, that I used a macro.
Okay. I will hover over the thing and
Yeah.
do
It was an 18 and a 14.
Yes. Okay. I see what you're saying. Yep. So 21. Oh, yeah. Yeah. You think you were much more quieter this time. It doesn't look like they notice you. They are sort of looking in the other direction. There was the shiny thing in the stream. You're right behind one of the guys. What would you like to do?
Okay. Cool. Then,
this is your first attack in combat, so you will get the extra attack and extra damage.
Yes. Okay, I'm going to use my short sword.
Mm-hmm.
Since I'm right in front of this person. So that's my first attack.
That hits.
Cool, and that hits for 5 damage.
Yep. That guy looks hurt. And he actually just pretty much goes down with that.
Cool.
Now, you got a bit of a dilemma. You're sort of out of movement. The other guy's 5 feet away. I will let you throw your short sword if you'd like. The attack would be at disadvantage, but you can try it if you'd like.
You know what? I might as well. I have the second attack.
Yep.
Okay, so it's at disadvantage.
Throw.
Dramatic sword throw.
Yep.
Okay,
It
let's
just
try
comes out the darkness.
this.
I'm imagining that song.
Okay, so that was a 12 plus 5 is a 17 for the throw.
Yeah, you hit. Yeah. Nice and cleanly in the back of the other guy who's sort of still looking at the stream. So roll your damage plus extra damage.
Yes. So the damage, I'm just checking what the extra damage is, and it's an extra 1d8. So a total of 6.
Oh,
No.
that's rough. All right.
Yeah.
All right. Keep these notes up there. So that is 6 points of damage. This guy does look a little hardier. Like your sword, like, doesn't sink deeply into his back, but sort of sinks into his back. and he immediately turns around, which now means your sword is on the other side of him. But he's like, what happened? He sees the guy down, he's like completely stunned, and sort of like, oh, yeah. He's not happy at all. Is that it for your turn?
Yes, I think I am out of things to do.
So with the sound of combat, does that mean I get to step forward and do my thing?
Yeah, if your trigger was, combat happening, then yeah. I'll say that you sort of moved up a little bit, because generally movement is not sort of included in your held action. So you sort of came just around so you could peek around the corner. And now that you are there and you've heard some combat, yeah, give me a perception check to see if you can see the guy who sort of popped up and spun around. He's still, he's going to be a lot easier to see, but he's still got sort of a good chunk of rock for cover.
Oh, and this is a disadvantage, isn't it?
Yeah.
Oh, I did not roll disadvantage when I did my rolls.
Oh, well.
Let's see if this works. Oh, it actually
11's
works.
good enough. Yep. Yeah, because he sort of did pop up from hiding. You can see him. You can fire off your shot. He will have some bonus to his AC because he's behind a good chunk of a rock formation, but we'll see if you can hit him.
Okay. AC 18.
Yeah, that's what you needed.
For a measly 2 points of damage.
All right. This guy just keeps taking bits and pieces. So yeah, stabbed in the back, turns around, sort of stands up fully, gets this like burn in the side of his head. He's having a rough day. All right. Mint.
Okay, so I'm not close enough yet. I should be able to take 30, or do I have to walk half speed at this point?
If you want to pretty much go any further than where you are, it would be half speed or an athletics or acrobatics check.
All right.
I don't know if you have a ranged weapon ready or not, but
Because last we fought, I'm pretty sure I was holding my sword, so...
You can move at full speed, or at least, sorry, if you take your dash action from your boots, that would get you the equivalent of full speed.
Okay, so I might as well do that, just so that I'm closer.
Yep.
All right. And 10, 20, 30 would bring me right up to Gildy, although I can't see her, but I can't take another step anyway.
Yeah.
And
Gildy, are you here?
And then the purple guy is the guy we've been hitting, yes?
And you can see him well enough from that vantage point, yep.
Okay, but I can't really reach him with my sword yet.
You could try the same thing Gildy did.
Just throw my sword at him? I think I might take my action to sheathe my sword, and then I can draw my bow on the next one if he's still too far away.
Sounds good.
So yeah, I will sheathe.
All right. All right. All right. The rest of these guys are going to see. They can see. Could they? How well would they see Mint? That guy can probably see a bit of Mint, but you'd have a decent amount of cover. This one is probably. I'm going to say these two, I'll give them, okay, yeah, so.
How tall is the rock? Because obviously Mint is very short.
What was that?
How tall is the rock? Because obviously Mint is very short.
Yeah, Mint has a good amount of cover. So it would be seeing sort of the side of Mint, not the top.
Okay.
All right, so yes, this guy is going to try and fire at Mint. Horribly missing, pinging off the rock. This guy is going to try and fire at Alan. You have some cover as well. What's their bonus?
Were they aware of Talon?
I sort of gave them a bit of a check just to see if Talon, I know Talon had rolled the stealth check, but just sort of where Talon is also in general. these guys sort of potentially have line of sight. So
And a
the
spark of a firebolt may have just, come from that direction. Yeah.
Yeah. Essentially, I gave them a check to see if they were aiming for Leon, with the sort of a little bit of, but who's sort of hiding behind the rock, or if they're going to go for the little bit of Talon or the little bit of Jacob that they can see. So we're going to roll a 17. What's your AC, Talon?
I will tell you in a sec. 16.
So they miss because you have a bit of cover.
Oh, yes.
And one at Jacob that also misses. All right. So yeah, sort of crossbow bolts just sort of generally flying in that area. They assume there's people up there. They can kind of see bits and pieces of bits of things. So nobody's really hitting at this point. Torok, you're hearing, arrows pinging. You're hearing sounds of combat. What would you like to do? You're muted.
That would make, the cat was screaming at me, so I muted myself.
That's where she went.
Yeah. Where does the downhill slope start?
Pretty much like once you get past, sort of that square. If you're on that square, you're probably safe. Anything past that.
See, if Turok does a double move, he could actually jump. I think he could jump part of the river.
Yeah.
But he'd have to do an athletics check not to go down the slope too.
Yep.
But that would draw fire away from everyone else and occupy the guys on the east side. So he's going to try that.
All right.
No glory.
Yeah, you figure in sort of this area, that's sort of the cleanest area to jump across. It's a little bit wider, but it sort of doesn't have the rocks around it. Nice sort of clear banks on both sides. So 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30. So 30 will get you there, and I'll say you don't have to make a check. But then you'd give me 2 potentially athletics checks, one to see how well you jump and the other one to see how well you land on the slope.
So here's the jump.
All right. Okay. Yep.
And here's the landing.
Stick the landing. Stick the landing.
That should have been a +7, so that would have been 11 as well.
Okay. Yes.
Don't scare me like that.
All right. I'm going to say that like the 2 mediocre rolls. You jump across, but you sort of have 1 foot land sort of in the stream a little bit, and there's a splash, and you sort of stumble forward. So you can end up sort of here. But you're otherwise like off balance and off kilter, and say for the sake of their next round, if they're attacking you, they will have advantage. All right, and you were the last. So Leon, back to you.
Kind of too bad Chorok didn't fall down.
It was, if it would have been less than 10, there would have been falling. Above 10, 2 just above 10s. I'm like, you're not going to fall down, but they're going to have a little bit of advantage. Yeah.
Craziest thing is the strategy probably worked. He's now the biggest target on the board.
Okay, so we're getting the impression these guys are pretty soft. So I think I'm just going to drop a sleep spell.
Nice.
There.
Where?
Right there.
Yep.
I was going to save it, and then Torok ended up being like right there as a big target. And I'm like, no, Torok.
What's the range on it? It's a
90 feet.
No, sorry.
But it's a 20-foot. It's within 20 feet of that point.
Is it 20 feet or is it a 20-foot cube?
I believe it's within 20 feet of that point. But I will check.
Yeah, 20-foot cube would be sort of there to there. So you'd still pretty much get all of them. Yeah.
Creatures within 20 feet of a point you choose.
All right. Well, it was 2, 5, 10, 15, 20. Yeah. All right. Yeah. The question would be then potentially Mint and Gildy might be in range as well, depending on sort of exactly where you dropped it.
Yes, but it affects lowest hit points first.
Yes. Yep. All right. So give me a roll.
I feel confident that these guys have lower hit points than my friend.
Yep. I will get my little sleep icon ready.
All right, I'm only doing it at first level, so it's not going to affect that many of them.
Is that not working? Oh, it helps if I'm on the right icon.
Yeah. 24 hit points worth of people. Oh.
Okay. All right. What is that icon? Sleepy. All right. It is actually the right icon. So them and them and come on. Them. Yeah. Gildy and Mint, how many hit points do you have respectively?
36.
I have less than that one. I have currently 23.
Yeah. No one else falls asleep.
Yay!
All right. So yes, Torok draws attention, and then they all fall asleep.
Does that include the purple guy?
No, he does not.
Okay.
Yeah, I'll just cast that, pop back down.
Yep. And yep. I believe a spiritual weapon can move up to 20 feet. So
No. Torah.
whoop. The big mace floats over to Torok. And he has advantage. Still misses. I'm assuming your AC is less than 11. Or sorry, higher than 11.
Yes.
My AC is higher than 11.
Yeah, very few people have an AC of 11.
Turok with no clothes on has an AC higher than 11.
Yeah.
Torok, let's not discuss your birthday suit, okay?
Prove it.
What is this guy gonna do?
Go skinny dipping down the water slide, Torok.
Scales of justice.
He sees his people fall asleep.
They're tired.
He's gonna try that. I just need to quickly look up a spell. Okay. All right. It can't see Gildy, so Mint. Give me Wisdom saving throw.
Wisdom is a +2. I'm rolling my wisdom. 14 total.
Okay. Yeah, the guy sort of in front of you sort of holds on a hand and just flee. And you don't. So he runs away.
I can stare down a hellhound. I don't think that's working on me.
All right, so he's got a 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30. We'll take him to about there. Yeah. As he starts running away. Yeah, he tried to command you and it did not work. And he sees all of his guys go down. He is not happy. Talon.
Does he have to make an athletics or acrobatics check to not fall down?
That is an excellent point. He's sliding and skidding around, but he manages to stay up and move his full speed.
So at this point, I mean, beyond having been shot by crossbow bolts, Talon didn't see anybody. He doesn't really know what's happening. So Talon's going to turn to Jacob and say, Who's out there? Because Jacob shot a firebolt, so clearly he had a target.
It appears people are taking a nap right now, and someone has ran away very he slipped a lot.
But Talon would see a glowing mace.
That's true.
Yeah, you'd see the glowing mace, you'd see the spiritual weapon.
And would the object then that Torok is carrying help illuminate anything?
If Torok has it out, if he's got his light up, yep, that would illuminate. Can you see the sphere around Torok?
Oh yeah.
So you'd be able to sort of definitely see things clearly in that area, and I think the guy is roughly at the end of that area. So
Minch would be like, Gildy, you're right beside me.
yes.
What? Stop doing that!
Yeah. So if Talon saw, if he saw the guy start fleeing, he would totally chase after him. If he doesn't see him, he will run over to where Torok is. So
give me a perception check. It's not particularly high, but again, this is sort of a weird downward sloping cavern that you're sort of trying to peek around at the rock formations. It's lit, but just to make sure you actually saw this guy run away around all the other things.
Right.
Relatively low roll, but
I've got disadvantage. So
yep.
7.
I'm going to say you did see him. You're not exactly sure where he is now, but you saw him running away. You saw him. He's on the other side. He's further down. Yeah.
All right. Well, if I saw him run away, then I'll at least run in that direction. I'll probably, if I see where Torok jumped across, if that seemed to be the quickest route, I would probably try to do the same thing and then continue to chase him.
All right, then give me the same thing as Torok. I would allow, it's still going to be an athletics check to jump, but I would allow athletics or acrobatics to land.
That's right. With disadvantage, I think you finally get to have someone jump in the water. 2d20. Keep low 1 plus 2.
Okay. So that's the jump. Give me the landing.
Oh no.
Landing.
Yikes.
That's actually a 6 as well because you have a +3 for your acrobatics.
Oh yeah, I did athletics. Sorry.
Yeah.
Look at natural 20 and a 3.
Oh, okay. So, Talon, you get, and you're like about to leap and jump, but your foot slips out from under you. You sort of go, not really jump, but sort of just move forward through the air over the river. And one of your sort of feet catches on a rock. You go down into the river. You don't land particularly well. You take a little bit of bludgeoning damage from the rocks. Ow, these are sharp rocks. You take 6 points of damage.
Ow.
And give me a Constitution saving throw.
Oh. Is this also disadvantage?
No, saving throws, I think you're fine.
Okay. $19.
Okay, yeah, the water is shockingly cold, but you managed to keep your wits about you. You are not otherwise sort of stunned or distracted for the next round, but you are in the water. You're pretty big.
Am I here?
Yeah, pretty much. Actually, move yourself sort of one more square down the screen.
That way?
Yeah. The water, you sort of moved into the water a
That
little
way.
bit.
Yep.
Is the water gonna move you at all? You're pretty big.
If it does, that'd be cool because then he'll catch up to the guy.
Yeah. Give me a strength check.
Yeah, but see, there's this bridge here. That's not going to go well.
Give me a strength check. This will be a disadvantage. It's not a saving throw. It's just a check. It's sort of
Very long bridge. They might not have driven a pole down into the floor.
Yep. Nope. Somehow, even as big as you are, you're managing to bump and roll down and carried by the water. I'm going to say it takes you another good let's see, 5, 10, 15, 20. Yeah, 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 this is going to be fun. Okay, so you end up about there. Give me a sec.
That's right where you wanted to be. You're catching up to him.
It's true. But, yeah. Nice.
Punch him on your way by. You got long arms. Just punch him on your way by.
You do smash into a bridge. I'm going to say that's included in the damage you took earlier. That just dislodges it. It was just sort of a plank that was over the river. And yeah, you're sort of fumbling around. Again, you're not shocked, but you're just otherwise cold and awkward. And this is not the easiest way that you've descended a hill in your past. So, all right.
Talon, we're in the middle of combat. This is no time for a swim.
I'm dirty.
Okay, Jacob.
Well, the guy I was firing at is running away, so I'm going to safely move my 15 feet.
Yeah. You'd still be well within range of a firebolt.
And so I will fire a bolt at him as he runs away.
All right.
Ooh,
oh, yeah.
Nice.
Yep. Nice. You hit, and for 10 damage.
Wow.
Nice. I'm going to say that sort of, yeah, just for the fun of it, he sort of gets knocked off his feet. I can't really mark him as being prone. I'll use that symbol. Yeah, so you hit him in the back, and he just sort of stumbles, and he's otherwise sort of on his hands and knees at the moment. But yes, he'll be able to get up and still move next time, just fine. Gildy. He still has yours. Actually, let's see if your sword jogged loose, because
look at the icon
in there.
The sword sticking on his back in the icon.
Yeah.
I'll give it a let's see, 15% chance of staying in. Where would you like your 15? High or low?
High.
0.6. Good thing you didn't pick low. All right. Yep, your sword has fallen out. It's laying somewhere about there. And yeah, luckily it didn't fall into the river.
Yeah, that's good. Yeah, so close to me. Okay, I'm are there rocks in my way? Can I see him on the other side there?
There is some rocks in your way, and you're relatively short. Yeah, I would say right now you're blocked by some rocks. You need to move down a little bit or out a little bit to see him.
Okay. Well,
and
I think...
roughly where you are, if you moved like towards the water, you would not require any weird checks to do that. That's on a roughly level area. It's if you're moving further sort of down that you'd need to make a check.
Okay, so if I moved like here-ish, like then I would be able to see him.
Yep.
And that's also where my sword is, and also okay. So I'm just gonna go there then.
Yep.
So I'm gonna go about there.
Yep. You can see him.
Pick up my sword, and I can see him. So I am going to shoot him with my bow.
All right. For the sake, okay. Actually, I'll throw this out at you guys. Is he prone? I said he fell down. If he is prone, he will need to take half of his movement to get up next time. But Gildy would have disadvantage on ranged attacks to hit him. Technically, Jacob would have as well, but no, Jacob wouldn't have because he wasn't prone at that point. If he's not prone, Gildy can hit him just fine, but he won't need to get up next round. He'd still be able to have his full movement. What would you like?
So, well, what would you say? He fell down prone like on his side, or did he basically fall down like on his hands?
Yeah, so prone usually suggests you're sort of flat on the ground. He's more sort of hands and knees. So he's sort of somewhere between. We can say he's prone, but then you'd get the disadvantage, or we can say he's not, but then he'd get full movement.
I would say call him prone and then maybe help Talon out of the water.
One vote for prone.
I also have, I'm using my swift bow where I get 2 attacks anyways.
Yeah,
All
let's
right.
go prone.
He is prone.
Okay.
So yes, you will have disadvantage if you want to attack him.
Okay.
Besides, Talon's dirty. He wants to take a bath, so there's stuff saving.
True story.
Oh dear. Okay. So this one is for the first attack with the bow.
Okay.
If it'll go. That was a 5 plus 7, which is a 12.
Okay. Right. 5 plus 7 is 12. That does not hit him.
Okay. And this is the second attack with the bow. Ooh, yikes.
Ooh.
All right.
I mean, it's an 8 plus 7.
Yeah, it is a natural one. I'm going to say that just flat out misses.
Yeah.
You get distracted by Talon sort of splashing by in the water, and so you get ready and like Talon flink. Ooh, you missed
Did it hit Talon?
No, you do not hit Talon, but you were just distracted by that for a moment, and yeah, otherwise did not hit the other fellow.
Distracted by how much better he's smelling.
It's so true.
Mint.
I'm going to run around the rocks. My boots are still active, I believe.
Yep.
So I'm going to try to come up to the other side. 1, 2, and 3 there, so that I'm in position to throw out a rope to Talon as he's being flushed by.
All right, give me an athletics or acro. No, you with your boots. That's about 30, so that would have been a half speed. So that's fine. Yep.
Yep.
All right.
And I spend the rest of my turn tossing out a rope.
Yep.
To the other side.
Sounds good.
Do I need to roll for that?
No. You've got a rope that's ready. It will be there to help Talon get out.
Yeah. And I've already sheathed my sword, so I don't even have to worry about that.
Yep.
Cool.
They are all dead or asleep. Torok. There is a weird floating mace in front of you.
So do I trigger an attack of opportunity riding past weird floating mace?
That is an excellent question. Does a spiritual weapon provoke an attack of opportunity?
It doesn't say anything about doing it, and in another game that we're in, you didn't let me do it.
All right.
Whether the wording says threaten square or threaten square by a person.
Yeah.
I say what you do is you hold out your mace and the other mace and like throw your voice and put on a little puppet show with them.
Yeah. No. No, it cannot get an attack of opportunity. So you think you are safe to run past it.
Okay, so I am going to run past. I will
Yep.
Move my half distance, which will get me into normal range for my javelin.
Yep.
Which means it's just normal attack of disadvantage. I'm going to try a macro. It says long range javelin, but
yeah, that works.
All right, so let's move 5, 10, 15. There-ish.
Yeah, you can move 20, I think, because you've moved as 40 at the moment.
30.
Do you not have Barbarian's fast movement yet? Oh, okay.
No, not yet.
Yeah, not high enough level. All right.
We talked about that before. It's like, no, that's much higher level. Like, what? What? Oh.
All right. Yes, but you should be within range for your.
Let's see if this macro works.
Maybe.
Oh, looks like it.
It looks like it.
Cool.
D6 plus 5 and 2d20 keep below plus 7.
Yeah. So 19 for 9 points of damage. That'll do it. He takes a javelin in his back where the sword used to be and is now fully lying on the ground.
The singed hole where his back used to be.
Yes.
I just wanted to close the wound.
I cauterized it already, so that's a team effort.
Yeah. So yes, not hearing any more commotion, the dwarf thinks it's safe to start to, come around and sneak down a little bit with you guys. Yeah. Move things forward a little bit. No.
Oh, fighting has stopped. Shall I pull Talon out of the water?
Move Rhino down just a little bit as well. Yes, you are able to pull Talon out of the water. Talon, give me a just a d20 roll.
Please don't pull me into the water.
I will do my best.
Okay. Because I don't need a bath. I take them once a month, I swear.
Yeah, Talon is able to grab the rope, and otherwise you're pulling a really big person out of the river, but yeah, Talon just gets the rope and otherwise is able to steady themselves and get out of the river. So yeah.
Okay.
All right.
Thank you.
Okay.
I'm gonna go walk up the wall beside Jacob.
Yep.
Across the ceiling and then down the far wall, so that I can avoid having to walk around or over or jump or anything in the river.
Okay. But you want to be on the other side?
Yeah, so I want to be on the other side, but I go up and across the ceiling instead of.
All right. Mint and Talon, give me a perception check.
Uh-oh. Perception. +2.
14.
Oh,
And Mint.
20 total.
Okay. Talon, you're still a little distracted by coming out of the water, sort of, shaking yourself off. Mint, even with a sort of a big soggy Talon next to you, you can see some people hiding down here. And they can see you.
Where are these people?
So
Must be further along the map.
the yellow people, yeah, they're sort of blending in with
further along
things.
the map. Okay, I see them now.
Yep, and we're going to be sort of rolling new initiative because these guys are a different set, but I'm going to give them a couple attacks on Talon. You said your AC was 16?
Yep.
All right. And a couple attacks on Mint. What's your AC?
Right now, my AC is 16.
Okay. Apparently, you're behind Talon. Talon's giving you a lot of cover right now. So Talon takes 2 bolts and you don't take any.
You can just one.
One of those I would like to deflect.
Yeah, you don't even really need to know they're coming. You just have innate senses. And yep.
It never says that you need to
see them.
So whatever, yeah.
Because monks are cool and they can just catch things that are coming up.
Yep. Would you like to catch the first or the second?
I would. So in general, even though it's probably to my disadvantage, I will always go for the first one.
Okay. Give me the roll. So D10 plus Dex plus half your level.
What did I what? I just there we go. No, I started typing and all of a sudden the whole chat thing in D20 just wiped. I'm like, what?
Yeah.
So you said it's 1D.
It's a D10 plus, I believe, your Dex and half your level.
Oh, okay, yeah, sorry, because it says like 1D10 plus 7, like right in.
Oh, yeah,
like,
yeah.
Beyond. So I was like, wait a minute, there's only one thing. Okay.
Yeah.
11.
Yep. What is their bonus? Yeah. So you reduce the first one to 0. You still take 10 damage.
Yeah, I figured it was going to be the nasty one that was going to hit me.
They were pretty close, actually. One was 9, one was 10. So.
Right.
You can throw it back.
No, I'm saving my key points. It's been a long day, and I only have so many.
Yep.
Would the bolt work in my crossbow?
Yours is a hand crossbow?
Yeah.
No, these are full-size crossbow bolts. Well, light crossbow bolts, but yeah.
I still think it's pretty cinematically cool that as I pull Talon out, he goes, thanks, and then just goes.
Yeah, thanks.
The heck was that?
Yeah, so the rest of you can see that there's some attacks going on down there. You can't see the attackers necessarily, but you should be able to see Talon and see that that's happening. So all I'm going to do is just add these guys to the initiative order that we already have, and look at that, they rolled the exact same thing as the other cultists, so that was really easy.
Okay.
But they had a bit of a surprise round. Now we're back into regular initiative. Leon, you are on the other side of the river, wherever you want to be. You've had sort of that much time during that surprise round to move around. So you can put yourself where you'd like. Yep.
Yeah.
And
does that mean that most of us can move forward a bunch?
yeah, you can move forward the equivalent of 1 round's movement. Oh, that would be why. The spiritual weapon is gone.
Shot.
All right. What would Leon like to do? And I don't think we rolled initiative for Ranu, but we can keep them out of initiative order if they're just going to sit and otherwise watch things.
Yeah, they're just going to basically kind of tell me what's going on.
Yeah.
That I'm not able to see.
Yeah.
Okay. And we're all illuminated, so they can definitely see us.
Yeah. You would not be able to see them with your dark vision, but Ranu...
Oh yeah, Ranu definitely
can. They're just on the edge. They're 110 feet away from where Ranu is currently, but yeah. Yeah.
Well, that's not well.
So those people were asleep. How long are they asleep for?
A minute.
Yeah. Mint and Talon, you can also see, I'm going to reveal just a little bit more of the map here. Let's reveal. There is sort of the cave that goes up this way. There's sort of a bit of a corner there that you're sort of not seeing around, but you can see that there's sort of more that goes this way, and there's that a bit of a rock wall in that area that's sort of otherwise dividing things up. But yeah, Mint, how far would you see? Straight line. Yeah, that's a corner. Yeah, so you see roughly about there-ish. Yeah. I'll reveal a tiny bit more just for clarity.
But because of my friend Torok, they can see me. I can't see them, but they can see me.
Yep. What would you like to do?
Because he's full of light. Yeah. So I'm going to stabby stab the guy directly in front of me.
Okay. Yep. Finish them off.
Put him out of our equal misery.
Yep.
So am I able to just kill him,
Yep.
or do I need to make a roll? Or okay.
What are you using? Sword, short sword.
Short sword, yeah.
Yeah. You're fine. It's essentially going to be a critical roll anyway, so yeah, he's essentially dead.
Okay, so I'll kill him. I will move here, and I will drop prone.
All right. So this guy. So that's the one directly in front of you now. Who you hit?
No, it was the other guy.
Okay.
I now move to this guy who I'm going to kill next round.
So Turok is noticing what Leon is doing.
Yep.
And he'll take that cue.
All right. Did you otherwise move?
Me?
No, Torok.
Oh, I haven't had my turn yet.
Well, no, but there was sort of a free turn.
Oh, no, I
so
have
you
not
could-
moved.
Yeah, you could move, or you could take that attack.
Okay, I'd have to move to take the attack.
You're right next to one of the guys.
Oh, yeah, I'll take the attack.
So this guy is otherwise dead. All right. Talon, you just got hit by an arrow, and you have one in your hand. These guys, you turn around and probably look, and you see piles of rocks. They sort of came up and ducked back down again. But you know it came from somewhere in, sort of this area, maybe, behind those sort of rock falls that you see there.
So these rocks that we see here, they're not super tall. Like
No, those
Okay.
guys are not super tall.
All right, I will probably end up kind of walking like across the bridge and kind of going this way up to. So I got. Yeah.
So you could get like here and be undercover and safe. If you wanted to sort of go away and be safe, you could do that, or you could go towards them. Sort of both are options. I'm just sort of putting that out there.
You could also go swimming again.
Yes, this area, there's a
pond. Look at that right there.
Yeah, this area is a little bit calmer. There's a sort of slightly flatter where that sort of larger bit of water is. The water's coming out from where they are to join with your river, and then it gets a little bit more fast moving as it goes sort of north on this map. So there's, it's coming out from where they are, joining where you are, and then heading north.
Right.
But it's more, slightly more calmer, and then it gets a little bit more wild as it goes north.
Okay. I will. Talon normally would go kind of more straight towards them, but because Talon is quite hurt at the moment.
Yeah.
Wait, how did? Oh, hang on a second. Somehow my hit points, I think, refreshed by accident because I'm down to 9.
Oh.
There we go.
Well,
I had to refresh my screen. I went to a page and came back, and it apparently didn't show me the change, but it was there.
Yeah.
Anyway,
All right.
yeah. So he is going to do what you suggested. So it was this square or the one above it.
One above it.
Okay.
And that would be, I think, double. So if you wanted to go over the bridge, that would be more than a move.
It's
no, you have.
zigzaggy. I will do that as a double movement, and that's all I'm going to do.
Yeah. All right. And that's fine. This area is a little bit flatter. You can move normally sort of through this sort of general area.
Okay.
And I will reveal a little bit more of the map for you. So you can see all of that side. And 60 feet is about there. The wall there. Yeah. So there's a whole other sort of area and path that goes north from here. And give me 1 sec. I need to measure a distance. Yeah, that's rough. Talon, you just are sort of evading an attack. You're hiding.
This is not Talon's day. It's fine.
Oh, wait a minute. I think I did not reveal as much as you could see. Yeah, so you can see a bit of an entrance up here. And you actually think you see somebody peering out from that entrance, looking at you. They have a weapon ready, probably a crossbow, but they are not firing.
Okay.
All right.
Rob, if Torok had used like his action before the sniper showed up to kill this guy, so if he was already dead, then instead of crouching here, instead of falling prone here, which was preparing to murder this guy, I would have moved forward.
Oh, that's fair.
Is that okay?
Yeah.
Right. And I would
Jacob.
Here and fall prone.
I assume I have a full movement on here, right? Because it's this platform.
Where you are, you until you get up to where about Mint is, you'd still need to move at half speed unless you wanted to make an athletics or acrobatics check. If you're moving straight in that direction. If you double move, you would make the same as a single move.
Get up to about here.
Yep. If you wanted to try a perception check, you could see if you could see any of the guys peeking around the rocks and try and attack them.
And disadvantage still, I think.
Yeah. Nice.
Oh, I did it wrong. Still have to do one more. I didn't do 2d20, I
Okay.
did 1d20.
Yeah.
Okay, 15.
Still pretty good. I'm going to say that you don't currently see them, but you are fairly certain from sort of things you've heard and what you potentially saw earlier that you know where they are. Like they're behind these rocks, sort of in that location, but you don't currently see them. So you don't have a line of sight for like a firebolt, but if you had an area of effect spell that could hit that range, you would know where they are to do that.
I have had no spells for 2 sessions.
Okay, right, yes.
I'm exhausted. Level 4. I've
All
had
right.
no sleep. My turn is done.
All right. Gildy. Same thing. If you wanted to have some sense for where those guys are, give me a perception check.
Yeah.
Well, you probably have some sense for where they are. If you want to actually see them, give me a perception check. That is really good. Yes, you think you can see a guy peeking around sort of a rock. You don't get much of a line of sight on him, but you can see him well enough.
Sweet. I'd like to shoot some arrows at him.
You shoot some arrows at him. 21 and 24? Holy carp.
Yeah, 14 and a 17.
Yeah, you hit twice. He died from the first one.
Sandblast in a soup cracker.
How we roll.
Yeah, and that extra one just did. He's really dead. Yep. Did you want to move at all?
Yeah.
All right.
So
We'll finish this round and then we'll take a break.
okay, that sounds good. I can see both paths. Like there's the one that Talon went down, and then there's one.
Yeah, you
to the
can
south.
roughly see that. Talon. You can see Talon went around the corner. You may not see sort of all of that area at the moment, but yeah.
Okay, I think I'm going to run in the same direction as Talon.
All right.
So
Yeah, you can move there. Yep. Mint.
Okie dokie.
You have already spotted the guys,
Mhm.
and we'll say that you can sort of manage to keep line of sight on one of them if you wanted to have a ranged attack ready.
1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay, so I'm about 60 feet away from them, basically. So they're all in range. Yeah, I can have drawn my hand crossbow and
Yep.
I will aim and fire.
All right.
Why not? And I'm assuming his AC is higher.
His AC is higher. That pings off the rocks. Did you want to move?
I could also potentially use my action surge before moving.
Yep.
That has not been used yet.
Yep.
Rolling again. 12.
Unfortunately, with the cover he has, that also does not hit.
Yeah. So at this point, I will move.
Okay.
So I'm going to go.
And your boots are still active. You're on relatively flat terrain now. You can actually move the full 60 if you wanted to.
Oh, really? Okay. 20, 30. 40.
If you move too far into the north area or southeast area, you'd have to start making some checks again. But if you're just moving roughly where Talon is or that sort of thing, then that would be fine.
Well, I was thinking about moving here, which is about 45.
Yeah, that's fine. You can get a little closer than that if you wanted to.
And I'm also still behind a rock, which I can kind of use for cover myself. So I think that's my best option. Plus, I can see my allies.
Yep.
Okay.
All right. They have line of sight on Gildy, Jacob maybe, Leon maybe. All right. So 2 at Mint. This Mint is approaching. Ouch. Even with your cover, I think that is going to hit.
AC 16.
Yeah, and I'm going to give you +5 because I'm assuming you're small and that's a decent sized rock. So you've got sort of 3/4 cover. So that gives you 21. So only one of these hit. I had a 20 and a 22 for 9 points of damage.
That's fair. I'm a fighter. It comes with the territory.
And one at is Gildy still in the light? No, she's out of Torak's light. She is back in darkness. They would have seen Gildy disappear, but maybe they think they have some sense for where Gildy is. They're going to fire with disadvantage, and their crossbow sort of crumbles in their hand, so that didn't work. Torak.
First question: is it in action to pull my spear out of the guy's back as I run by, or is it a?
Generally, sort of doing a single thing with an item is not considered the full action. If you're trying to do like a couple significant things, like you're sheathing a sword and drawing a bow, that sort of thing, that would be considered your full action. But yeah, if you're just drawing something out as you run, I would say that you're fine.
Okay, so Turak's going to ask Leon if she will finish off the last sleeping person.
Okay.
And he will move forward. Actually use the right thing. Grabbing the javelin.
Stepping over me.
Yeah.
As I lie on the ground.
You will need to make an athletics check to do that. You were still on some bit of uneven terrain when you started.
Please don't fall on me.
The "please don't fall on me" for some reason reminded me of the song "Please Don't Stand So Close to Me."
Don't fall on. Don't
fall.
On. Yeah, you make it just fine. You're sort of sliding and sliding down. You manage to make it just around Leon and pull out the spear and get to where you are at that point, and you can still take an action if you like.
The downside is I cannot see anyone, can I?
No, but assuming they're beyond the range of your javelin anyway, so you'd have disadvantage anyway, so you could try.
Well, I mean, I just pulled it. It's already got some blood on it, so I might as well give her a try. It's my long range for javelin. So
yep.
Got a spleen skewered on it.
11 does. Oh no. 16. You know what? I'm gonna do a fun little something there. So that sort of skips off some rocks, but does just kind of graze somebody. And I'm gonna say it does half of that damage somebody. You're just under their armor class, but I'm gonna give you a little bit of something just for fun, because it was the difference was part of their cover. So yep. Okay, that is the end of the round. As somebody has mentioned, we are a little past 9 o'clock, so we are going to take a break, but we will be back shortly to see what happens next and see how this ambush continues. All right, see you soon.
Go!
Hello and welcome back to the next level. All right, we are going to jump right back into the action. We're still in the middle of an ambush here. So, Leon, what would you like to do? We did get the options for things that, lucky things that could happen. Oddly enough, some of those I had already planned anyway, but I figured out which one I'm specifically going to pick for a little bit of fun tonight. So yes, go ahead, Leon.
Well, this dude that I'm in front of, or behind, I guess.
Yep.
The dead guy. He was a spellcaster. So, yep. And I mean, I've got time to kill the other guy at my leisure. So I'm going to search this guy.
Sure.
In the hopes that maybe he'll have something useful.
Yep. Let me see. That guy. Specifically have the note magic items, none here. So you get a pouch that's got some money in it. And you can stop to count it if you like, or otherwise just sort of stow that away, and I will make note of it.
I'll just stow it away. So that's all this guy has on him is just the money?
Pretty much.
Well, darn it. Does that take up my action to search him?
Yes, that would take your action.
Well, double darn it. Oh wait.
But you could still, move around if you like.
Let me kill that guy. You know what? I'm going to crawl to there.
Yep. I think that, you're definitely behind some decent amount of cover there. So, yep.
Well, I'm also prone. Like I don't get up. I just basically crawl on top of the guy, search him, find nothing useful, and then crawl over him.
All right. You do hear someone who seems to be sort of shouting commands at the few guys who are behind the rocks. And I gotta make a quick note of that. Yeah. Yep. Okay. So someone's shouting out some commands up there. They are going to try to do something. They can't really see Mint. There's a big boulder between them and Mint. What is their range to like Torok? They might be within range. One sec. Nope. Yep. They're just gonna stay there, show commands, and otherwise stay where they are. All right. Talon, what would you like to do? You're on mute.
Yep.
Yeah,
Find the little mute button.
Yep. Yes, again, you did see that sort of strange person up north, or north on this map at least.
But I saw somebody, I saw a crossbow or something, but they didn't shoot at me.
Correct.
So Talon is going to hope that they won't do something other than that. And I guess he's going to try to creep forward. Now, that big rock that's like here, like how big is that? Is that like is that something you can climb over, or is that?
Sorry, this one? No, I'm not on that. That one, that's a pile of rocks. It's going to be a little tough to climb. And there's there's going to be some scree and that sort of stuff. Yes, you could definitely climb over it. It's probably about 5 feet tall-ish, and sort of tapered a little bit on the sides. If you try and sort of squeak through, like right next to where it meets the wall, it's a little bit lower there. But yeah.
Is it possible to, I guess 5-foot step, so I've got a little more range, and throw a boomerang at somebody? Actually, I need to get out the boomerang. I guess that could be a swift action or whatever.
Yeah, getting out of weapon is fine. You could take a few steps out, throw it, and see if it comes back, and then if you take a few steps back.
Okay, so that's what I will do.
All right. So yeah, we'll say you sort of step out to here. You probably have a decent line of sight on like this guy down here.
Sure.
Not quite as much cover. So if you wanted to throw at him, we could try that.
Sounds like a plan. It's not messes up. No.
All right. And does your boomerang come back?
Well, this is kind of cool because I can just roll 1 or a 2. 1 D2. So evens it does not come back. Sorry, evens it comes back. Odds it does not.
Okay.
Hi. Flying around the cave somewhere.
Trapped in a mine, yeah. Doing something.
Right.
For how long?
Oh, yeah. Is it 1d8 or 10? 12?
It's 12, I think.
12.
4 hours. Okay. Sounds good. And then, yes, you can
scoot back to
step back there. Yep. Jacob.
What's
You're getting to the leveler part. You can probably move freely at this point.
Then I'll kind of step up to about here.
Yep.
And who do I have the best vision on? Do a quick scan of the area and just see who I can see.
Probably this guy again. There's just a sort of gap between the rocks there. He's got a little bit of cover, but not much on from you.
Okay. I'll go for an attack.
Yep.
Firebolt.
Yeah, that hits. Yep.
Nice.
9 points of damage. That will be enough. These guys again look like they've been a little bit damaged, but even if he hadn't have been, that's pretty much enough.
Nice.
All right. Anything else?
Nothing else.
Okay. Gildy.
Can I see anybody from where I'm standing?
I'm just gonna move you for a sec. Looking north, you also can see sort of somebody peeking out and sort of standing in this sort of gap between the rocks. I'll reveal just sort of a little bit more of that sort of area. So yeah, it looks like there's a bit of a rock fall up there. And yeah, there's somebody up in that area. And if you're looking for the foes down below, again, yeah, the guy who was just killed probably been the easiest one. Any of the rest of them, yeah, you'd probably need to make another perception check just to see if you can see them as they're sort of hiding behind the rocks. Or you could hold your attack for when they pop up and shoot, and then you'd have a little better chance of seeing them.
Well, I think I'm like I can see that we're all kind of going after these guys, and we've killed 2 of them in the south.
Yeah,
we've killed 2 of them so far, and so I'm a little bit less concerned about them, and I'm curious about this person to the north.
Yeah.
Can I see them well enough to know if they are friend or foe?
Not really. Other than the fact that you can see they have a weapon and they have not fired at you, and you're pretty sure they have seen. Well, no, actually, would they have seen you? They have definitely seen Talon, and yeah, they have sort of held off. They are not firing.
Okay. I am still invisible, right? So I'm gonna start moving up towards them.
This is also another relatively steep slope down toward where that person is. So yes, if you're going to move at full speed, it would take a athletics or acrobatics check.
Okay.
It looks like everybody but Talon is within Torok's light.
Yeah, I can't see it. Yes, yeah. So yeah, would he be able to see you? You're not quite sure if he can see you or not, but yeah.
Okay. Well, I'm going to start moving that way anyways.
Yep.
So I'm going to roll for acrobatics.
Yeah. Other option is if you're not actually going to attack, you could double move and otherwise move regular speed distance and be fine.
Oh, that's true.
In fact, I'd let you move up to 30 if you were going to do that.
I think I will do that because I want to get a look at this person first.
Yep.
So, so you said 30?
Yep. Yeah, okay. You got there. Yeah. You definitely have a much clearer view of this person now. There was actually a pretty big rock in the way before, so I'm not sure how well you would have seen them. So yeah, reveal just a tiny bit more of them. And yeah, they look to be a goblin. They have a crossbow. They're sort of, shaking and holding and sort of looking at you. Actually, no, not looking at you. Yeah. But yeah, sort of looking out and sort of just, trying to peer around. Don't seem to be firing again. They can see Talon relatively well. Yeah, give me an insight check.
Okay. That's a 14.
That's decent. You're fairly certain of a couple of things. So it would be more perception than insight. But number one, these guys don't look like the cultists that you've been fighting. Number two, you do know that the defenders here were of all sorts. There was, dwarves and kobolds and goblins, that sort of thing. And given this guy just sort of looks a little bit more afraid and defensive, you think maybe he is potentially an ally.
Okay. If I wanted to reveal myself to him and talk to him, would that be on my next turn?
Yes. Yeah, you've done the double move. You've done sort of a decent amount of perceiving. So yeah, that would be your next turn.
Okay. Then I'm done.
All right. Mint.
Okay. So. I am there. There are still two guys. I'm behind a rock. They're behind rocks.
Yeah, potentially have a slightly better line of sight on
the
this
guy on the.
Given where you are, sort of just sort of seeing up between the rocks.
Okay.
Sort of up here, yeah.
I will happily lodge a bolt at him.
All right. Do not roll.
Oh, I already rolled. Don't roll?
Nope. So give me you have a 50% chance. You can tell me whether you want high or low, and then give me a percentile roll.
Oh, okay. High.
Okay, and roll. If you roll 51 and up, I will tell you what happens.
So that one was the let's call it the tens. Okay. And this one's the. All right,
you
so
can just
68.
roll 1d100 too if you really wanted to.
I'm using the advanced roller and it doesn't have the D100 in here, so I guess I could have.
Oh, it does at the bottom, yeah.
It just goes up to D120 on the advanced.
If you just click on the little dice on the side, there's a D100 you can roll.
Oh, there it is. Yeah.
Anyway,
okay.
So yes, you rolled a 6 and an 8, so a 68.
Yep.
That is good. Yeah, you fire exceptionally well. You feel like there's a stroke of luck that happened to come across you. If you had rolled below 50, your weapon would have fallen apart in your hands. Yep, as it was, you rolled a critical hit, and I'm just going to call that guy dead.
Oh, cool.
Oh, that was one of the suggestions.
Yep. It was critical hit or your weapon breaks. Yep. I thought I rolled randomly to see which one of you was going to happen to. And yeah, it was just going to be a straight 50-50 roll. See what happens. All right. Cool. Would you like to move at all?
I think I'm still in a good position to try and take out the last guy.
Okay.
So I'm going to stay here.
All right. Last guy. Probably has a better line of sight on Jacob, even though you are the one who's really annoying them. Yeah, sort of. Well, they sort of pop up and make a really snap decision. Jacob's sort of the much easier target, and that is going to hit Jacob, unfortunately.
I have AC 18, by the way.
Yes, that was a natural 20.
Oh, well, that's a hit. Oh, it's a good hit.
Yeah. So we are rolling the dice twice, I believe, is our. Oh, okay, that was even better. That is 15 damage.
Are you still conscious?
Oh yeah, I'm at 15 hit points.
Yeah.
Okay.
And Torok.
All right, so I think I can move up on my move to right next to Mint.
Yep.
So I think that'll take.
This is flatter ground. You can move your full movement.
Yeah, I think that is my full with going around the rock and not going through Mint's space.
Yeah.
The question is, can I see the last?
Give me a perception check. They are sort of trying to hide, but they're not completely hidden.
Oh, I'm at disadvantage, aren't I?
Yes.
And my perception is +4.
Oh, there we go. So that's really good. Yes, you can see the spot where he is. Still has a decent amount of cover. You need to roll relatively high to hit him, but you can give it a shot.
I throw my javelin.
Yep. Is he within range? Yeah, it's 25 feet roughly to where he is, but yeah.
My javelin has a range of 30.
Oh, that's right. Javelins are 30, not 20. Okay, so yes, that definitely hits, and that is enough damage to take him out.
Hooray!
We're just a murder machine.
All right.
Got Leon killing people in their sleep. We're throwing javelins and firebolts at them.
Yeah.
Nice.
All right. And Leon.
All right. So those guys are all looked after. So I guess I'm just gonna come back over here and murder this guy in his sleep.
Sounds good. I will let you do that. Range on that. There's a big scary dragonborn out there. Maybe he'll try to use a spell. If I can find the spell.
Yeah. I'm gonna, so I'll stand up, walk over there, stab him to death.
All right. Yep. All right. Torak, you are a big scary dragonborn. Give me a wisdom saving throw.
Wisdom saving throw. That's in that left-hand box. Saving throws, wisdom +3. Okay. $18.
You are fine. You feel like someone was trying to cast a spell on you, but it didn't happen. All right. Talon.
All right. Well, he doesn't know why, but he's going to try and climb over those rocks that are right there.
All right.
Because he still thinks there's people on the other side. Because he doesn't know. Well, he's kind of, I guess, a guy, but he doesn't know he's there.
Yep. Give me an athletics check.
Just going to say. All right. Uh, 2d20. Ooh.
Nice.
Oh, baby.
Yep. You are up and over that pile of rocks. So 5, 10, 15, 20, 25. Yeah. So you can be pretty much standing on top of one of those dead cultists.
Great.
I'll
go there. You know. And move off, and then you can change the little thing.
No, I've managed to pull him down anyway. Yep.
Yeah.
All right. Not quite sure how that happened. All right. Yep. Now, what you can see from that vantage point, there's still a bit of a wall sort of next to you here. Yeah, you can sort of see most of what's revealed here, but you can also see a little bit further in. Yeah.
Look at that pile of bodies.
Yeah. You figured that fighting you heard earlier, that was probably where it was. Yeah.
So many bodies to loot.
Yeah. And the sort of red glow that's still sort of ahead, and again, this area is a little bit sort of below you, you think is getting a little bit brighter in that distant area.
All right, then.
And give me a perception check. There's a cultist leader hiding behind some rocks. We'll see how well he's hiding.
Ooh, even with disadvantage.
Yep. No, you're pretty sure you can get a good sense for you. Sort of see his head sort of peeking around. Yeah. So that's this guy here. No.
Someone has a cat on their head.
Yes. So yeah, you have a good sense that guy's standing there and is not happy.
All right.
That was your movement. You still potentially have an action if you want.
I don't have a lot of things that I can act with.
You can pick up any other random stick and see if it's a boomerang.
That's true.
There's a crossbow laying at your feet.
I was gonna say, yeah, they probably have a weapon there. I'm gonna pick up a crossbow and see how these things work, and hopefully I hold it the right way.
Are you proficient with crossbows?
I don't think so.
Okay.
Throw a cultist at him.
Throw a cultist at him. Yep.
Weapons: short sword and simple weapons. So how simple is a crossbow?
I think a crossbow is a simple weapon.
Is it?
Yep.
I thought simple was like a bow staff or a spear or a javelin, not a crossbow.
I believe a light crossbow is considered simple range weapons. Crossbow light. Yep, you're good.
Huh, cool.
Hooray!
That's exciting.
All right then. Can I pick it up and shoot it, or just pick it up as the action?
Yeah.
Oh.
Again, interacting with one item is generally okay.
Yeah.
So yeah.
All right, I'm gonna try to shoot this thing at this guy that I.
All right. He's got a decent amount of cover, but give me a go. See
Yeah.
how we do. Improvised monk weapon. Not quite good enough. It sort of
With the cover,
peeks
yeah.
off the rock nearby,
Yeah.
and he's like, "Oh!" and sort of ducks back behind. Yeah, not quite there.
All right.
Jacob.
Oh, which way to go down?
Yeah. Choices.
Safety in numbers. Considering how damaged I am, so I'm likely going to follow Torak and Mint.
And also, you can't see Guilty at the moment.
So
Yep.
5, 10, 15, 20.
And Torok is a ray of sunshine right now.
Yes. Yep. If you wanted to spot that leader, you'd need a bit of a perception check, but yep.
Let's see. I just want to see what my range is doing. Okay, I can see. Well, oh no, there's this huge rock in the way, right?
It's large, but it's not super tall. Yeah, it's gonna be mostly in the way, but you could potentially fire.
I will try it.
You definitely see him.
Nice.
Gonna keep low one. I rolled 2 19s. Wow.
Yeah.
Okay, I will fire at him.
All right. Oh yeah, that hits.
Nice.
5 points of damage. Yep. It just sort of skims by a couple of rocks and manages to get him. All right. Gildy, back to you.
All right. Do I have any sense of if I revealed myself in this location, would this person be able to see me?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah, generally, when you reveal yourself, goblins have dark vision. They would be able to see you. Yes.
Okay. So I'm going to I'm gonna hold my weapon in like a very non-threatening way to be like, I'm not gonna like I was using my crossbow, so I'll like kind of hold it, or no, my bow rather.
Yep.
So I'll just kind of hold it in a way that I'm obviously not shooting it, and then I'm going to reveal myself, and I'm going to say, "Hey, who are you?"
All right.
Quick question: can Gildy see down the river to the east?
Oh yes, Gildy can see that direction. I got confused because the river does not go that far that direction, but I will reveal it.
You want to go down? All right, you want to go down.
Yeah. Okay. So you can see down there. So I did roll this randomly. You appear. He is startled, and unfortunately discharges his weapon.
Okay.
And apparently, even though he was startled and scared, he had a really good shot at you. So yeah, you take 14 points of damage.
Ow.
Yikes.
And he immediately drops his crossbow. He's like, sorry. Yeah,
Okay.
that was a natural 20 to hit you.
Wow.
Yeah, he startled that he had a lot of luck apparently, and but he drops his crossbow. Was like, sorry, didn't mean to. Hope you're okay. Who are you? What are you doing here?
Okay, so I react to taking 14 points of damage. I'm like, oh. But so I'm quite annoyed at this guy, but I'm not going to attack him. I say, oh shoot, I'm scanning my notes. What was the name of the people we're helping again?
They don't. Essentially, it's just the defenders of High Fort. Yeah.
Yeah. Right. So I say, I'm part of a group. We're here to help defend High Fort from the cult of the Fire Soul. Who are you?
We're just some of the miners and guards. We've been hiding up here. They didn't. We had a good fortified position. They didn't come up here too much. We've got some injured in here though. We could use some help. Sorry.
Okay. I say through kind of gritted teeth, like, it's fine.
Didn't think I was that good a shot.
I suddenly became visible. It was surprising. What help do you need?
Anything you can offer? We kind of like to get some of these guys out of here. Have you cleared out the path to the front?
I kind of glance behind me and I say, yes.
Okay, all right. And we've got some supplies and things. Maybe if that might help.
That would be great. Thanks.
Okay, all right. I'll let everyone know. We'll start getting things ready.
Okay, so when I look back, and I can generally see everybody, I can tell that they're not fighting anymore, right? Like Talon's kind of gone in, but
yeah, Talon's gone in. You can see that there's a little bit of combat. It seems to be no longer sort of that group of ambushers. So maybe there's a little bit more beyond that. But yeah.
Okay, I'm going to show back to everybody, and I'm going to say, we have some allies here. They're going to take some injured back to the entrance. There are also some supplies. I don't know what specifically, but if any of you need something, you can come up here and we'll check it out.
All right. You could move if you wanted to.
Yeah, so I'm just going to basically, yeah.
Yep. Go slap him upside the head. And
if I move past him, I certainly brush him rather hard.
Yep. Pull the arrow out of your shoulder. You drop this.
I don't think Gildy is that sarcastic, but I like it.
Yeah. So you can see a bunch of sort of civilian miners that are back here, as well as that guy's really faint. Oh, that might be why. No.
Here he goes.
Why can I not select him?
Is he on the map layer?
I thought I was just. Oh, I can't select him because I'm not using the select tool.
Sorry.
Nope, he's not on the map layer. He's just really faint. I'm going to put a bit of an aura around him just so we can see him a little bit better. All right. Yeah. All right. There we go. Yep. So there's 4 look to be sort of defenders, 2 goblins, a kobold, and a dwarf, and then a bunch of civilians as well. You think you could potentially see more sort of around the corner, but yeah. All right. Yeah, they start getting things ready, but we shall move on to Mint's turn as that starts to happen.
So with the cult together.
Yeah, you've seen Talon go over the rocks.
Yep. And Gildy's made herself visible that she's further on up.
Yeah, and
is
sort of announced that there's people and supplies and other stuff up there.
I feel like it would be easier for me to go backtrack, go across the bridge towards Gildy rather than go around the rocks to get there. So 10, 20, 30, 40.
Is that little path, though, like kind of between the middle rock and the bottom rock? Is there a bit of a path that's easier to get through?
A little bit. You'd still be sort of climbing over a bit of rocks and scree and that sort of stuff, but you could get through there.
Okay.
Would is it really steep around this area, or would I be able to?
Yeah. So generally,
I just
moving
took the 60, but then I realized that maybe I shouldn't have taken the 60.
You're starting to get into quite steep area, last sort of 10, 15 feet, and you're probably, I will make you make a check right away.
Okay, so maybe what I'll do, though, in fairness, is just move back a step or two, just to accommodate for it becoming steep.
Yeah. All right.
Okay.
Was that a double move?
In order to take advantage of my boots, yeah, that was a double move. So
all right, which means you still technically have an action.
But there's no enemies on the board anymore, right?
There's one, but you can't really see him from this angle. Yeah. So.
I probably don't notice him. All I've really heard at this point is from Gildy that there's goodies up this way, and I'm like, I'm kind of hurting. I might like to see if there's a health potion.
You can do a half move with your action if you wanted to.
Oh, okay. So yeah, I'll go up another 30 then, so I don't have to...
Well, 30 would be making a check, 15 would be not making a check.
Oh, okay, because 30 is half of what my boots would give me.
No, your boots give you a dash action.
Oh, okay. Oh, right. I see what you're saying then.
So you've done your move, you've done your dash action. You could use your action to move another 30 or 15.
Right. All right. So 5, 10, 15, I'd be there.
Yep. You're sort of hiding behind a bit of a large rock at the moment, but you're heading up towards where,
I've decided to lean here and wait.
All right. The cultists are dead. Long live the cultists. Okay. Torok.
Did I see Talon doing the attack at all?
Yeah, probably. Talon's a relatively large fellow.
Okay, so I will move forward to see if I can see what he was attacking.
Okay.
Where can I move to those? You mentioned there might be a path there, but...
So 5, 10, 15, 20. Essentially, if you climb over that pile of rocks is sort of the quickest, most expedient route. So you'd give me sort of a athletics check. Oh, wait, you're here. 5, 10. No, maybe not. 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30. Yeah. So you could get to about here. With 30 feet of movement, sort of going up and around and through that pile of rocks. I'm not going to make you make a check for it. You're sort of unbalanced a little bit and sort of walking over some scree, but it's still able to sort of make your full movement through that little gap there. Yep.
So I can see her good.
Yep. You can see there's a guy there.
And I can throw a javelin.
You can throw a javelin.
I still have a few left.
Yep. He does not have as much cover from that angle, so yeah. Oh yeah, that definitely hits.
Nice. Maximum damage.
Oh, all right. Never mind. I was looking at Jacob's.
You thought so.
Yep. But yes, that also definitely hits. And yeah, you do a bunch of damage. That's impressive. With the javelin. Yeah, he takes that like full in like the gut and sort of staggers back a little bit. In fact, I'm just going to, for the fun of it, sort of moving back here. Yeah, and sort of staggers back. He's like, oh, he's still looking okay, but not okay. Yeah, he's still up, but he's not looking happy at all with a big javelin in his gut. And that was your full movement, which I think brings us back to Leon.
Right. So I know that they've gone in there. So, can you mark the guy beside me as killed?
Oh, yeah. Sorry.
So from there, can I see that guy? Because he's now in Torok's light.
But he's more behind the rock than he was before. 60 feet away, but he's going to have at least 3/4 cover. So give me a perception check to see if he's sort of visible from where you are.
Okay, but at least I'm aware. Am I aware of where he is?
Roughly, yes. Yep.
Okay.
Yep.
Then I'm just going to cast Sleep.
Okay.
I heard him take a big bad hit from Torok. Yep. I'm like, you can't have that many hit points left.
19. Okay.
2 7s, 2 1s, and a 3.
So yep. All right. He is asleep.
Hooray!
Sleepy.
So yeah, Torok is like, oh. It just falls over. Yep. And that would have been his turn. Talon. You also see him sort of stagger back out of most of your view and then completely fall down. There's some mild sounds of snoring.
The crossbow that I'm holding. Like.
Yep.
Are there bolts if I had to reload it?
Yes. You'd have to sort of bend down and pick those up. I'm just going to see. Can you sort of see around the corner? Not yet. Okay. Just making sure the line of sight was still sort of working. Torok, however, has a much broader line of sight. And where is Torok's light? That's Torok's light. So those guys are revealed. So Torok can see that there's a bunch of guys sort of laying. It looks like they were actually waiting to potentially ambush somebody coming from down from above, but they've definitely sort of noticed that people are around over here now and starting to, be worried about that.
Torok, with a free action, yells, "There's more."
Yeah.
Now, would any of them have gotten caught by the sleep spell?
Well, yes, but no.
Okay.
With the amount of hit points you rolled and the amount of hit points that guy had left, they were not affected.
Okay. Well, I'm glad that Torok, was able to identify there, because otherwise Talon was about to kind of go out from his cover. I guess he is going to take, his move. I can't remember how D&D 5th edition works. To use move action, whatever, to reload the crossbow, and then his action, if he can do like either that duck or the I don't think 5-foot step exists in this. To like take a shot and go back and cover. Is that reasonable?
Let me quickly. I know crossbows have the reload.
Or is it like a full round to reload the thing?
No, reload. I believe reload just means you can't take more than one attack with them.
Yeah, I think you can still attack with it. Just fine.
I'm good with whatever. Just want to make sure I don't break the rule.
Yep. Loading. Because of the time required to load this weapon, you can fire only one piece of ammunition from it when you use an action, bonus action, or reaction to fire it. Yep. So yeah, loading it does not take a move action. You can easily load it and get it ready. You can pop out to here. Now get the pointer back. Pop out to here and fire, and then pop back again. That works just fine.
And that's what I'll do.
All right. So yeah, you sort of pop around the corner like, there's 3 big guys right there, and you can fire at any one of them.
Oh, natural.
All right.
Yeah.
You aren't as familiar with handling a crossbow, and you flip the trigger back, and the whole mechanism is just under a lot of pressure, and it sort of just semi-explodes in your hand. You don't take any damage from it; you just sort of drop it. But yeah, that weapon is otherwise destroyed.
All right. I'll go hiding back.
Yep. Ha! All right.
They
Jacob.
weren't expecting that.
Yes, they were definitely not expecting that.
That's right.
Okay, so where can I get on a single move action? I'm going to head towards where Torak is.
5, 10, 15, 25. Yeah, you can get to about here-ish, sort of moving around some rocks. You can get further if you want to try and just go straight over those rocks, but that would require an athletics check.
No.
Okay, so yeah, you can get to about there.
Can I take a dash action to get a little further?
Yep. Yeah, you could get pretty much anywhere from there. That's the 30 feet. So you'd have to go down 5, and then
I'm just gonna stick close to the dragon.
Yep. Sounds good. All right. So that's your action and move. Gildy. Yep, they are starting to prepare. A bunch of these guys are sort of getting ready to go out. So let me quickly look at my notes. Yes. All right. They seem to be sort of gathering. You sort of definitely notice there's a bunch that are coming from sort of around the corner that you can't see. And in fact, probably what they'll do is they'll be directing you to go sort of through sort of here and around, and say that, yeah, if you want to get to where the supplies are, there's sort of back around this corner and around another corner, there's some guards over there that can tell you where to go. And meanwhile, the 4 guards that are here plus 2 from the other side are going to escort these guys out. Yeah.
Okay. I thank them for the directions to the supplies, and then I start going.
Yeah. So if you sort of do a double move, you can get. I will explode the area.
Uh-oh.
Spoilers.
Yeah. Yep. So yeah, you can definitely sort of keep going that way.
Like there's.
Yeah. And yeah, these guys are like, so just around this corner here. If you keep going, there's another entranceway. You should be able to sort of get around that corner, and there's a bit of a storeroom in there, and there's supplies in there if you want to get there. Yeah. So
Okay. Thank you.
And I will start moving these guys along. So they're gonna come out here. And this guy is going to be making his way around. This guy, and I'd love to move these guys as a group, but yeah. Anyway, I'll be moving these guys as Mint. What are you going to do?
So it seems as though there have been noises coming up from behind me. They're engaged in some kind of combat from the sounds of things.
Yep.
And the guys heading towards me are friendlies.
Yeah.
So I am going to cross that, not the same bridge that I got here to, but I'm going to start heading east towards my friends.
Yep.
And then that would be about 40 so far. And then it's whether or not I want to go north or I want to go south, I guess.
Yeah, you've seen that it looks like, yeah, you should be able to go sort of both ways to get around, unless there's a big wall in there that you somehow haven't seen. But it looks like, from what you've heard and seen, that there's, people that are hiding behind there.
Okay, so what I'm kind of hoping is that I can maybe help my friends surround them by coming up behind the enemy in a pincer.
Yep.
So I'm going to go north.
Yep.
That only brings me to about there, though. But
well, you've moved about 40 before?
That brings me up to 50. Oh, sorry. So that would be 60.
Yeah, there you go. Yep, so you can start coming around that way.
Okay,
Right.
so since there's no one in my sight, I can use another 15 for my action?
Yep.
Okay. So that'll bring me to about there. And now I can see things.
Yeah, you can roughly see around the corner.
Okay.
They start to. Yeah. All right. We'll have them go on that initiative. Okay, so these guys, do they have any sense that Mint is coming up behind them? Oh,
I
one of
didn't
them.
try to stealth.
No. Did you want to try to stealth?
Mm-mm.
Yep. All right. One of them definitely seems like he might have heard something and is turning towards you. And the rest are just seemingly I'm gonna come up to there. Yeah, they saw a guy pop around here. 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30. And that guy's got to come down to there. So, these guys are, oh, that's right. They don't actually need to get that close. They've got their longer glaive weapons. And so we'll sort of move them a little bit away so they can still attack at the range. So, Mint is a miss. Talon, oh, oof.
No.
His glaive is well embedded into the stone, and he's trying to pry it out. He's probably going to have to switch to his mace.
Nice.
And against Torak, that is probably a hit with an 18.
Yes.
Yeah. All right, a d10 plus 2. 3. I've rolled incredibly high for every d8 I've rolled this game. But the first d10 I rolled is 1. There we go. 3 damage. And Torak, it is your turn.
Well, I can get up close and personal.
Yeah.
So Torak will move.
Say he's more like there, actually. That's
Okay.
more 10 feet away, and there was a rock there. Yeah.
So Torak will move beside him, and Torak will use his axe.
Oh, getting out the axe.
Now, these are not good people.
No. Oh. Oh, wait, no, that was Talon. Never mind.
Yep.
15 will hit.
Yay.
9 points of damage. All right. Yeah, you like carve into this guy. He does look like he's taken some damage, but he's still up. Maybe these guys are a little bit bigger, a little bit hardier. And yeah, you could move a little more if you wanted to. But
Nope, this is good.
Yeah. All right. Leon.
So where I am, it looks like I'd have a good shot at this guy.
Yep. I'd say that's pretty decent.
Cool. Yeah, so I'm going to pick up my longbow and take a shot at him.
Nice. Oh. It's gonna miss.
Well,
Yep. Just goes a little bit, a little wide. No sort of critical miss there, but yeah, it didn't hit. Anything else you want to try? You can move.
Yeah, I'm gonna go walk up the wall down here.
Okay. Yep.
How high is the ceiling in here?
Let me see. Yeah, sort of where you are. This cavern is relatively low. It's about 11 feet.
Okay. Cool. Then I'll go like, halfway up the wall kind of thing.
Yep.
And I'll just basically be like on the wall, but like over here. Okay.
That's good. Talon, you have no weapon. He has no weapon.
I like that. I'm going to. I wish the 5-foot step existed. Step forward and punch him.
Yep. Yeah, it just moves. You use 5 of your movement. That's all it does. Yep. All right. You can do punchy punch.
13.
That hits.
Oh, hooray! For 6 damage.
6 damage. Did you want to use a key? You don't even have to use a key point to do a second attack.
I do if it's a full. So because I've moved 5 feet, because that's partially a move action, it means it's not a full round action, so I can't flurry of blows.
No, you can.
I can use a key point to use a second attack as a bonus action.
No, you can still do your double attack if you do any part of your movement.
Really?
Yep.
Oh, I did not think that. Okay.
Yep. That's the 5th edition is you can if you take the attack action, then you can do the full sort of attack, however many attacks that you are granted.
Okay. Cool. All right. Well, then I will punch him again, I hope.
Yep. Yep.
Hooray!
12 damage. Yeah, he's looked like he's taken some previously, but he's still standing at the moment. All right. Jacob. You got relatively clean shot at a couple of them.
Yeah, I think I'm just gonna take a shot at that guy.
Yep. Oh yeah.
Nice.
He looks to be hurting pretty bad, but he's still standing. Any movement or any other things you want to try and do?
I'll probably start moving forward a little bit just to get more in.
All right. Gildy, you make it into that storeroom area, which I will reveal on the map. There's a couple guards in there that are sort of starting to come out. They're going to be these 4 that aren't escorting people are perfectly willing to come with you and help you out if you need some help. And in that storeroom, what you find is there's some weapons, ammunition, armor, supplies, mining equipment, including 3 vials of what they refer to as lifestone water.
I say, great. What does the lifestone water do?
Makes you feel better. Yeah, you just sort of heal up a little bit or sort of feel a lot more alert. So in game mechanics, you would heal 5 hit points or remove 1 level of exhaustion.
Okay, cool. I say, thank you. I think that this is going to be very helpful for us. In particular, I take the vials and I pocket them for later use, and I just take note that there's a whole bunch of like weapons and stuff around. So I say, so these are the guys who are not working on escorting the other people out.
Yeah,
right?
they're perfectly willing to come with you and help out now that the civilians are going to safety.
Okay. So I say, I think that the rest of my group is still fighting down further in the caves. Will you come with me and help us?
Yeah.
Okay.
Ready
and
to go.
I say, I would lead the way, but you know these caves better than I do.
Yeah. I'm just going to reveal the whole rest of this area. Yeah, so these guys are sort of gathering out here. And yeah, you've got the 3 vials and you're otherwise ready to go and move south with them. All right. Okay. Mint, you've got a guy right in front of you. Oh, and while you go, I'm going to progress the movement of our other allies out of here.
So I don't want to really take the time to step forward, sheathe my crossbow, and then fight him with the rapier. So I think I'm just going to hold up the hand crossbow and shoot him in the face.
Yeah, I mean, you could move back. Technically, you're in a threatened area, though, so we get an attack of opportunity. But you're also, if you stay where you are, you're fine. So, yeah.
Yeah, I'm just going to stay where I am and shoot him in the face if I can.
All right.
That's a pretty good roll.
That is a very good roll. He has a crossbow bolt in the face.
Alrighty. Actions, damage, crossbow, hand, 1d6 plus 3. Okay. Come on, big money. I'll take 6.
All right. 6 damage to that one. All right. Yeah, he sort of recoils a little bit, and is bleeding from like a wound in his skull and seems slightly disoriented, but he's otherwise still gonna try and bash at you, which is what they do on their turn. All right. At Mint, it's a miss with a 12. He's not doing really well with the whole thing in the face. Yeah. I think we still have, Jacob and Torok. Yeah. Sorry, not Jacob. Talon and Torok. Okay, so the guy who just embedded his glaive in the wall takes out his mace and swings the other way, hitting the wall, knocking the head off the mace, and doesn't sort of whiffs by you with a stick. That's 2 natural ones in a row. He's having a bad day. And Torok, oh wow, yeah, he swings at you with his glaive. You sort of duck, but there's a big rock behind you, and he's sort of extended. That he's stuck in that rock as well. He also rolled a natural 1, so yeah, no, they're really falling apart at this point. Torok.
Well, I will swing with my axe, hopefully having better luck.
Oh yes, yes, much better luck.
Not on the damage,
Not on
but
the
I'll
damage.
take it. Yeah.
Yeah, well, still 6 is not bad at all. Yeah, you hit again relatively well. He's not looking happy at all. And he sort of staggers back, but he's like still reaching for his mace. He's got to try and go for it. Not looking healthy. But yeah, these guys are not the type that would often run away. They are a bit zealous in fanatical in their devotion. If you would like, you could try to make an intimidation check to get him to otherwise surrender, but the DC would be moderately high.
Actually, is it intimidation or could I persuade? Because persuasion I can do. Intimidation, I don't think I have I don't do intimidation. I do have persuasion. But either works. I can try intimidation.
What would you use what would you do if you were persuading? How would you try to persuade them?
Well, you're beaten. We've already made it this far. Look around you.
It's kind of intimidation.
My axe is not in a wall.
All right. Give me a persuasion check. He does not seem particularly persuaded. All right. Leon.
Okay, so where is this wall? Is it like? Because I'm walking on the wall here.
Yeah.
Is there a wall here?
Let me just double check.
I can't tell.
Yeah, there's a wall there. Yep. Yeah. Okay. But you're sort of if you're walking, you're sort of facing this way at the moment. If you're sort of standing on the wall, you'd be facing that direction. You'd have to sort of go around the corner and then you could see what's going on otherwise.
Okay, so there is a corner here?
Yeah.
All right, yeah, then I'll come to, I guess, like...
Yeah, if you go to, somewhere down there, you can definitely see what's going on.
Okay.
Yeah, you can move there.
So this guy looks pretty screwed. This guy looks pretty screwed. I think I'm going to shoot at this one.
All right. Sounds good. He's got a crossbow bolt in his face. He doesn't look happy.
Well,
Yeah.
I don't make him any less happy than he was before.
No, you actually if you're firing with your bow, you stick into his armor, but it doesn't quite affect him. You hit him, but it's not quite deep enough to affect him.
Yeah. Right.
Yeah. And he's even a little bit more distracted by that.
And I guess that's it.
Okay. Talon.
All right, I'm going to keep punching the guy that I'm punching.
Staring at the stick of a mace he's got in his hand.
All right, I try to punch him.
Yep.
Ooh.
You definitely punch him.
I assume he is still up.
Yes.
So I punch him again, I hope.
That hits.
Hooray! Another 6 damage.
Like Torox, yours is looking very hurt. You could try to intimidate him if you'd like, or persuade.
I will try to intimidate him and just say, give up or you will die. Nope.
I am ready to die for my god!
Did you not hear what he said?
Yeah. Okay. Oh, all right. Jacob.
Oh, let's fire a bolt at the one directly above me.
Yeah.
Oh.
11. Yeah, again, it sort of just impacts on his armor. Doesn't seem to quite hit him. Yeah, he's otherwise sort of stunned that there's an attack from another direction. But
do I see a path through this little gap here?
Yes, you'd be walking over people, but yes.
What I'd like to try to do with my movement is to get to the leader and start subduing him.
All right, the sleeping guy?
Yeah.
Yep. You could do that.
5 and 15, 20, 25.
Yeah.
Okay.
You are subduing him.
I'm not going to flat out murder him. He seems like a good person to question. Also, as I'm doing that, making sure that weapons are kind of flung away from him, and also going through the pockets looking for a little bit of coin.
All right. So you've.
But that's probably an action for next
round. Yeah, you'll find things. Remind me that you're doing that.
Yep.
Okay. Jacob Gildy, you start heading south with your crew. You're now heading sort of uphill, sort of coming back. But yeah, you can make it to about there. Oh, keep forgetting. All right, so 5, 10, 15, 20, 25. So there's a little bit of a tunnel through here. They're like, we can maybe try and sneak up behind them if we go this way. So, but yeah, some other people might go around as well, and yeah, they're moving with you. If you have a ranged weapon out, you could try to hit this guy.
I do. I'm still holding my bow.
Would the goblins try to fire also from there?
Oh yeah, that's a good point. Yeah, we'll say 2 of the goblins take shots, one of whom hits, and Gildy can also fire.
And one's a critical.
Mm-hmm.
Nice.
Those are great rolls.
That guy is probably dead. All right, so 8. So for 6 and 8, and you can roll another d8 to add to the critical.
Oh.
Yep.
Nice.
That guy, ever since he adopted the arrow in his face, had not been having a particularly good day, and he just decides that he's just gonna die.
Oh, dear.
Decision.
Yeah, he thinks that's the best choice for him at the moment.
Life wasn't working out. He's trying that. That's
Yeah.
some change.
Go home, you're drunk. Is that what you're implying?
Yep. Go home. You're dead.
Not
Mint.
cool. Too soon. Seeing the person that I was engaged in just dropped before me, I turn the corner and head towards the fellow that Talon is fighting.
Yep.
So I'm gonna just
Still have the crossbow out.
move right on. Well, I guess I don't have to move that close if I've got
Exactly.
the crossbow out. I will stop here.
Yeah.
And I will levy a shot. Boop, 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 boop.
It's an arrow in the back tax.
Yes.
I think I'm on his side.
Yeah.
I don't think that hits his AC.
It does not. It
We'll
does
chalk that
not.
up to me taking the corner too sharply then.
Yeah. Mint. Okay. Yeah. These guys are. No, they're fairly certain if they try to run, you're just going to cut them down. They're going to fight to the end. A punch at Callan because he has no more weapons. Or Talon actually hits.
No. No. Okay.
23. So that is 3 points of damage because it's just 1 point of damage for a punch plus his strength.
All right.
And the other guy lost his glaive last time, so he's just swinging his mace at Torok. That's probably going to miss with an 11.
Yeah.
Yep. Yeah. Then they are otherwise like they look like they know they're defeated, and sort of there you saw that sort of thought of, do I run, do I stay and fight, and they're that sort of choice to like, no, I'm going to try and get one more attack in, even though I'm fairly certain I'm not going to survive this. Yep. Torok.
All right. Well, axe.
You could try and grapple him.
Well, I certainly have the strength to do that. Yeah, I could actually try to restrain.
Yep.
What is that? That's a
Athletics
strength?
check.
Okay.
You probably succeed.
Plus.
Although you do have disadvantage, so.
Oh, it's with the disadvantage?
Yeah.
Okay. Well,
Hack him with an axe.
yes, I don't have disadvantage if I try to kill him, but if I try to be nice,
Yeah.
that's not right.
I'm pretty sure just your strength bonus alone is enough.
15.
Oh, God. Yeah, he rolled a 4. So yeah, you've managed to otherwise grab him, and at that point he seems to sort of drop his weapon and stop fighting. Leon.
All right, I guess I'll just shoot the one that's still fighting.
Yep.
Someday I will hit them.
Like today. Today is a good day to hit things. Today is a good day to hit things.
That's right.
All right. Roll damage.
I finally hit. I don't do much damage though.
That is pretty much good enough. He goes down.
Yay!
Hey.
All right. All right. So that is pretty much everybody down. And yeah, Talon, did you want to do anything?
Well, there's one more up right beside Tor, right?
Torok's grabbing him. He's dropped his weapon.
Oh.
He's otherwise stopped.
Oh, I missed that. Okay. Then yeah, I'll probably just kind of take a sigh and maybe a step forward and kind of look up north, and just kind of see what's happening.
All right. Yep. So you sort of take a look around. You can see Gildy coming with some help. You can how far can you see in that direction? Yeah, you can pretty much see as far as what's been revealed. I'll reveal a little bit more for sort of here. Given some other people can see a little bit further, I'll sort of give you. Yep. And yeah, Jacob is dealing with the other the leader that was fallen asleep. Yeah. Any thoughts for other things you might like to try, or things you want to call out?
I guess I'll mention that that red glow or something coming from that direction, although people can probably see it.
Yeah.
But yeah, otherwise just looking around, making sure there's nobody else hiding anywhere, and
yeah. You think you're pretty safe for the moment, at least where you are. Jacob, so yes, what do you find on this fellow? You find another healing potion. And a bag full of, well, not full, but a pouch of gold.
Just pocket it and we'll add it for the group later.
Yep. Yep. Yeah. He has some, not really sort of spell components, but sort of some holy symbols on him, and sort of a bit of a dagger as a weapon, a staff that's more of a walking stick than a weapon, that sort of thing. But yeah. Yeah. He is tied up, restrained, subdued.
Excellent.
And we'll just sort of finish out this combat round otherwise. So Gildy, did you want to do anything? You're still heading south?
Yeah, just continuing to go south.
Yeah, we'll say that, these guys will essentially join up with the others down here, and you can join up with the others. We can move more than your movement and actually, join up with them. Mint, did you want to try and do anything as that's happening?
It looks like we've searched all of them, or they will be searched by the group. We've kind of regrouped now. I think I'm kind of okay to... I think I'm just going to ask Gildy, like, did you see any other enemies between us and the north storeroom you were talking about?
We downed one guy, but nothing else.
So there are more guys back up that way?
There are no enemies back
Yeah.
up north.
Yeah.
Okay.
And there's the potions, there's supplies. Assuming you do take a moment to search through some of the other folks here, you do find an odd item. One of these brutes has a very nice sort of 2 to 3 inch diameter sort of flat round stone that was sort of tucked into a pouch. It seems odd that it would just be sort of carried around as such.
if you throw it at somebody, do they feel better?
No. But you I know I have to look it up. Give me a sec. I will bring it up really quick. I'm trying to think if there's an effect that might take away relatively quickly or not.
Well, it couldn't have been very useful. I mean, the person carrying it's now dead.
Exactly.
Mongo.
Oh no, yeah, you wouldn't feel anything right away.
Can we make an Arcana check?
Yeah, if you have detect magic or want to make an Arcana check, you can do that.
Was there anything else interesting that we found?
Other than some gold and the weapons that they had on them, nothing really new.
I think Leon has us covered for the Arcana check.
Yep. You You know that this is a magical item that needs to be attuned. You get the feeling it has something to do with just the nature of the stone being sort of flat. That something about skipping stones might have to do with how this works. Yeah, you've got a good sense for what this is. You haven't actually cast sort of identify on it, but you've got, yeah, it's a magical item. You have to attune to it, and it's something about skipping stones, skipping across water, something like that.
Okay, so I explain all of this to my companion.
For future reference, it is the stone of skipping.
So does he use it to cheat in skipping stone competitions or something? Like, is that what this guy did with it?
Yeah, you can get more information if you sort of do a full identify, or sort of take a full long rest to sit with it and experiment with it. But
Yeah.
All right.
Cool.
So we'll pretty much start the wrap up there, and at least in terms of sort of we're done with the combat for the moment. You've sort of subdued this guy. You've got a guy you can interrogate. At this point, your miniature boots probably will have worn off, given you're sort of pausing for another bit of a moment here. But yeah, any other things that you wanted to sort of work through or discuss or bring up?
Turok would see if he could get his 3 javelins back.
Yes, you can do that.
Okay.
Oh, I was crawling around, so I will definitely be using prestidigitation to clean myself up so that I don't look like I've been crawling around in a mine.
All right. The 4 sort of men that are with you are like, you guys look like you really know what you're doing. We're guards down here. We can help out. We definitely want to help out and sort of free the area. So yeah, whatever you think is best. There's only a little bit left of the mines if you just sort of go around the next corner here. But that's also, do you know?
Yes.
About things.
We do. That's where the lifestone is?
Yes, that is where the lifestone is down in there. And I'm guessing maybe there's some guys that are might be waiting for us around that corner. Yeah.
All right. And is this pile of bodies all of your defenders?
That's most of the rest of the people that were down here. If you notice, a few of the bodies are some of the Fire Soul. But yeah, it seems like there was a good set of combat down here. Probably about 15 to 20 defenders, and you see the bodies of like 5 to 10 of the Fire Soul.
Turok asks, is there any other way out than this?
Nope.
And so there could be 30 or 40 or so Fire Soul cultist members.
Well, you've gone through 4, 5, 6, 7, 12. You've gone through almost 20 so far.
Okay.
Plus another 5 to 10. So, yeah.
So still 20 to 30-ish.
Yeah.
So it is 20 to 30-ish that we're potentially encountering?
It is, you figure somewhere in the area of probably 10 to 30. Given there was always that sort of 20-point spread, it could be as low as 10. Yeah.
Talon's wondering if there's any healing or anything that they might have to offer.
Yeah, Gildy takes out the potions that they had previously given, the Lifestone water, and she says, oh, these, does anybody need these? They say that this will help heal. They say it'll make you feel better.
I'll pipe up that I also found a healing potion.
Talon is down to 6 hit points, so he wouldn't mind a little bit of healing.
I think Talon should have the health potion.
Yeah.
Sure. I throw it over to Talon.
All right.
Thank you.
That's another 2d4 plus 2. And yeah, the other guys, there's 3 of them, and they're set just 5. That is what they heal. Or they can remove a level of exhaustion.
Yeah, Gildy
One or
says,
the
is
other.
anyone else still feeling really tired?
Turok is, but if nobody else needs it, give it to someone else needs it, great, but he'll take it to get rid of the exhaustion if necessary.
I have a level of exhaustion and 15 of 35 hit points left.
Yeah, I've got 1 level exhaustion and 13 hit points.
I think Talon needs some more hit points.
I was about to say, Turok has 45 out of 48 hit points. Everyone else first.
Gildy gives one of the potions to Talon and one of the potions to Jacob, and there is still one left.
I am down to 14 out of 29 hit points, and I have no exhaustion, but
you heal.
Yeah.
Well, I also have the Rock of Healing on me. I'm thinking worst case scenario, I just bash it against my head.
I'm feeling really bad.
First.
What's your sorry, Jessica, what is your hit points at again?
So Mint explains that. Oh, what's my hit points?
Yeah.
Mint's hit points are 14 out of 29.
So you're less than half.
Well, I'm at half.
Yeah. Gildy could use Cure Wounds on you instead, which has potential for more than likely more hit points than the potions. And then
I'm thinking that's a better idea because we may want to give the potion to somebody who's exhausted.
Yeah. And then Tora can take the potion whether or not he wants to drink it right now.
Hold on to it for later.
Yeah, because it's really the exhaustion isn't affecting Torok right now very much. He's not a very skill-based fighter.
Yeah.
Okay, so Gildy will give Torok the potion, then he can decide what to do with it later.
Okay.
And then I will use Cure Wounds on Mint, which will heal you for... Oh, 5. Oh, I'm sorry.
I appreciate it though.
No,
it's still better.
Potion. It's a potion.
Yep.
It's the same amount as the potion, but again, I didn't have exhaustion, so I still think this was the better option.
Yeah. Don't we have a handful of good berries or something?
You do.
Well,
Still have 6 berries.
I was about to say Torok has an amber berry, but that'll give you a level of exhaustion and about 20 hit points.
Yeah, those might be good for going into the next fight. But I will remind you, you have from the healer up above. Nope, that's the wrong sticky.
We had a jar. We gave away 4. We still have 16 good berries.
Yeah, you still have 16 good berries. You also have 2 other healing potions and a healing of potion of restoration, lesser restoration.
What do this good berries do?
They're 1 hit point each.
Ah.
And otherwise make you feel like you've eaten a full meal. So yeah, you've got 16 hit points in good berries plus 2 other healing potions.
Not be greedy, but I wouldn't mind a little more healing.
Yeah.
I was thinking I wouldn't mind eating a good berry because then that brings me up to like an even 20 hit points, and then I will feel like I've had a full meal.
Well, where are we all at so far?
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm currently at 19 out of 29. So I'm at 2/3.
Okay. I'm 18. Jacob, you were pretty hurt. Where are you?
I'm at 20 right now.
Okay.
Good.
It's right around my hit point total.
I was gonna say, yes.
I need so much healing, and I'm like, let's see on a good day.
You're like, I have 18. This is great.
Yeah, what are you guys complaining about? This is my life.
How's Gildy doing?
Gildy's 22 of 36.
Okay.
All about the same.
Yeah. So you could do a couple of healing potions and then spread like 4 good berries to people. And
is it viable to actually eat more than 1 good berry if it's the equivalent of like a full meal in your stomach?
They don't necessarily stack, and in the meal aspect, they don't necessarily feel like you've had multiple good meals. You will just feel full and be restored 4 hit points.
You don't have to eat for days.
Yeah.
But as I said, if anyone wants it, the Amber berries is a +20 temporary HP, but you will get a level of exhaustion.
I don't think anybody's injured for 20 right now.
No, it's temporary hit points.
Yeah.
Oh, so they stack on top, and then when they're gone, they're
Yeah.
gone.
Yeah.
Okay.
So Torok could take one going into the next fight, perhaps, but yeah.
But then wouldn't you be at 2 levels of exhaustion if you
Yeah.
don't do that?
Well,
Yeah, don't do that.
the level of exhaustion doesn't take effect until after they sort of wear off. So
Oh.
it's not an immediate thing.
Okay.
It's sort of like being in a rage. You get the same effects of being in a rage. You get bonus hit points, but afterwards you feel really crappy and tired.
You
Gotcha.
get bonus hit points for a rage?
Not really.
No, I didn't think so.
No.
It was
It's an old
rage, or if
system.
you like enlarge.
Yeah.
Okay,
Oh yeah, you get
so
resistance to damage in the system. Never mind.
Gildy does not feel strongly about taking any of the healing at this time.
All right. Well, that is something perhaps we can discuss offline and see who would like to take some healing potions. Is there anything else that we wanted to sort of, well, there's this moment before going into the last part of this, sort of bring up?
Yeah.
So Gildy mentioned. Oh, go ahead.
So, if we can get in sneaky, and you can all use ranged attacks and spread out your attacks as much as possible to target as many different individuals as possible, I will put them all to sleep.
It's not a bad strategy.
I can put them to sleep 4 more times.
Oh wow. Yeah.
2 of those are first level, and 2 of those are second level. I can put large numbers of them to sleep, but if we hit them while I'm doing this, you are hitting them with ranged attacks, but not targeting one individual, but like spreading it all out, so that everyone's at low hit points, that I can just put all of them to sleep.
We will try to weaken the enemy.
Exactly.
Gildy likes the Betty Bye plan, yes.
Yes.
Advice strategy.
And if Gildy shares that there's some storeroom, I don't know if there's any like bracers or anything that I can wear, but I expect to see what's there.
So Gildy would have told everyone, like, oh
Yeah.
yeah, there's weapons and armor and stuff.
Yeah, it is mundane weapons and armor. There's nothing magical up there. So yeah, unfortunately, nothing that would probably help Talon out. But yeah, if you have armor and can potentially wear heavier armor that you don't already have, there might be some that could be available to you.
I think for me that would only be half plate.
And they probably wouldn't have half plate. Yeah.
Kind of expensive.
Are you looking for like any specific kind of weapon that might be in there? Or like if they're all mundane, they wouldn't be anything as good as a short sword, right?
Oh yeah, no. Mundane just means non-magical. So yeah,
Oh,
they'd
okay.
have short swords.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, they'd have swords and pickaxes and bows and crossbows. Probably no hand crossbows. Yeah, and armor up to probably like full chainmail. Yeah. They'd probably have a couple sets of chainmail in a couple of different sizes if anybody could wear heavy armor and wanted to use that, if that was better than what you had. Yeah, for medium armor, they'd probably have as good as breastplate, and definitely some sort of leather and studded leather and that sort of thing. Yeah. Assuming you do try to get some information out of the 2 that you have captured, you can try and give me a intimidation or persuasion roll to get some information out of them.
Sure.
I would love to try to intimidate. I also have advantage on it.
Sure.
All right. Well, you go for it. You do it first.
Okay.
Try and find out what their numbers are.
Yeah, that would be the main thing.
That would be awesome. So first attempted roll and then second attempted roll. Come on.
Oh, nice.
I clicked a second one here. All right, so then, oh, sorry, I see it glitched on me. So
Yeah.
20.
20 is good. Yeah, so The leader definitely does not seem like he wants to give up some information, but the other guy that you captured is like, yeah, there wasn't a lot of us left. We were, so told to stay here and sort of guard this if anybody came along and sort of ambush people, which we tried to do, but it didn't seem to work too well. There are about 12 others. Double count that. 1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah, about 12 to 15 others that survived and went down in there, including our leaders are still somewhere around. I'm assuming they've got the whatever thing we came here to get. I was just told to come along and defend and fight, and that's what I was doing. But
what kind of weapons and magic do they have?
There's a bunch like us here, so some more crossbows and some glaives and maces and that sort of thing. But there's also a bunch of some of them healers. So like a couple more like him, and sort of points over at the other leader folk. Plus the two big bosses that came in here. So yeah.
Okie dokie.
Yeah, don't know what it's like down there. Haven't really even peeked around the corner. Don't know if it's going to be a good place to defend or not. But yeah, that's all I know.
Could we threaten him to get a few? Do we want a sneak attack on the group, or to threaten this guy to get him to lure people down this way? Funnel them into our. But this may be something to talk about at our next.
Yeah, we're getting close to 11.
Yeah.
All right, so yes, we will leave that for next time. Hopefully we haven't kept you guys out too late, and we shall discuss what the plans will be and initiate the final assault on the mines at High Fort next time on our next exciting episode of The Next Level.
Hey, everybody!
Take care. Have a good week. Bye-bye.
Bye.